What do you say, everybody? Hello and welcome to beautiful Thomas More Stadium back in sunny Florence, Kentucky. It's the Florence Y'alls against the Joliet Slammers, opening up a 3-game series of Frontier League Baseball on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN, as well as the Florence Y'alls Radio Network. Rory Tettemer alongside Ben Howler, excited to join you here for a 3-game series, but a 7-game homestand here at Thomas More Stadium in 6 days. Ben, it's a lot of baseball coming up against playoff contenders. Certainly is going to be a fun week. How are you?
There's a lot of different ways I could be feeling next week about this time than what I'm feeling right now, which is pretty content with the 4-game cushion they got in the final playoff spot. But I'll tell you what, these are teams that you need to beat. They're games that you need to win and have a better record by the end of the week, but also you'd love to put Gateway and Joliet, 2 teams you're playing this week, out of that conversation a little bit. So obviously starts right here with Joliet, a very talented team, almost a similar makeup offensively as the Florence team, with some pretty good power, 3 guys with 10-plus home runs in the middle of this Slammers lineup. So they got the potential to really hit you off if you're not on your A-game pitching-wise. So you're going to be happy with having Villalobos and Webster, 2 of your vets in this rotation this week. It all starts with C.J. Blowers, who's been a wild card in his first couple of starts here with Florence.
Yeah, no, it's a tale of 2 stories, right? 2 starts so far for Blowers. He's 1-1 with a 6.75 ERA. Against Gateway, he picked up his win his last time out. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 3 Ks, and a home run. His first time out was against these Joliet Slammers. Just 3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks, and a no Ks in a 5-2 loss for C.J. Blower. So we'll see what he gets today. I'm sure he does have revenge on his mind, facing his former ball club from 2025 when he was a Frontier League All-Star. And I think, just getting acclimated to the Florence Y'alls, but also, coming over after long flight from Oakland, probably takes a little bit of adjustment. We saw him battle back against Gateway and do a really good job there. Hopefully he's able to carry that into this outing. But it's also another pitcher on the other side that's only got 1 start, and that is in Brock Lucas for the Joliet Slammers. He'll enter 1 start, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run, a walk, and 2 Ks, a 2.45 ERA. Not much to go off of there for Florence. Obviously, it's his first time facing them.
It's one of those guys, too, who's getting his first start of the season, so it's taking a little time to get acclimated. That's why he got taken out a little early. I mean, he didn't really have a whole lot of traffic on the base paths in his 1 start so far. So Florence going to try to be the first team to get to him here in his Frontier League season. But obviously I think it's an offense to do it. It's an offense that had its ups and downs this past weekend, but overall really good in Windy City in the series win, outside of that Sunday game where they needed Tyler Schoenfeld to kind of do it himself to take that lead.
Yeah, it certainly was Schoenfeld in that 9th inning. I mean, a 6-5 win. Schoenfeld gets that 6-run all by himself. He bunt singles to start off that 9th inning, steals second, steals third, comes home on a wild pitch. One of the greatest things I've ever seen is him racing around the base paths and using his speed to put down the Windy City Thunderbolts. Obviously, John Gerard able to hang on, leaving the bases loaded in the 9th. A big-time catch from Milo Rushford to end that ball game. Florence 8-2 in their last 10. Ben, I don't even want to say they're playing their best baseball right now.
It's close. It almost feels like, too, there was another stretch like this about halfway through the first half of the season where, you kind of said the same thing. Their record was really, really good, but you didn't feel like they were piecing it all together yet. And I still think there's a level that Florence is going to play to a little bit better than they are right now, which is the scariest part for other teams. I think, though, that the offense, it's hard to get much better than it's been right now. Obviously, scoring double-digit runs in 2 of those 3 games against the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and you're very well, have a chance to sweep there. Obviously did not go that way in the 9th, a 2-run homer for a walk-off for Windy City. You could have even been 6 games above 500 right now. So it is, what you can take, and Florence is taking the most of it, 35-30. But 4-game lead, 4.5-game lead for a playoff spot in the Midwest Conference. Joliet Slammers right on the back of some of those teams. Gateway, Windy City, Joliet Slammers are right there in the conversation. So it's a team that's really played them well. Obviously, all 6 games so far have been in Joliet. Do you think that's going to matter switching over here to Thomas More Stadium?
I think there's a couple things you could look at. Number one, I think Florence was playing maybe their worst baseball at the time the first series came. It was in the middle of a 5-game losing streak that included the only 2 they played in the first series because of weather. Then you get your second series. It ends up being a doubleheader on Saturday, and sometimes you just don't have your best, and doubleheaders are tough, and you got swept with that doubleheader. Those are your 4 losses. You started to play better baseball in that second series. You actually won the Friday and the Sunday game that were just one-offs in that 4-game series. So, I think it's definitely improvement on that first series they played, Joliet, and I think that you just kind of have to lean on some of those facts as a good sign moving forward. Like I said, it's a similar makeup in the offense for the Slammers. There's definitely some potential to burn you, and they saw that the first 2 times they played.
Speaking of good signs, it's a great sign that Hank Zeisler is back, the captain of Florence. That's another thing. Obviously, able to win that series without your captain, without your all-star closer, Eda McAvoy. Both of them are back here today. It is going to be exciting to see the captain over at first base. Maybe, still nursing a little bit of some bruising or swelling. Did not see his hand today, but obviously good enough to play. He took batting practice before, and Toby Hall gave him the nod to be in that starting lineup. Let's take a look at both lineups here. First, for your away team, Joliet Slammers, leading things off the all-star and shortstop Ian Battapaglia. Batting second, the second baseman Tyler Cerny. In the 3 slot, the designated hitter, very talented hitter in Jackson Valera. Batting cleanup, the right fielder and lefty Blake Berry. In the 5 slot, the left fielder Cam Sudo. In the 6 slot, the center fielder Jackson Beeman. Batting 7th, the first baseman Peyton Card. Over at the hot corner, batting 8th, Patrick Ward, and rounding it out will be the catcher Ivan Dahlberg. All against the left-handed pitcher C.J. Blowers. Florence on the other side will lead off with the center fielder Tyler Schoenfeld, batting second, the second baseman Brett Blomquist. In the 3 slot, the first baseman Hank Zeisler, batting cleanup, the designated hitter Zade Richardson. In the 5 slot, the right fielder Brendan Bobo, batting 6th at the hot corner Garrett Broussard. In the 7 slot, the left fielder Milo Rushford, batting 8th, the shortstop Dylan Baker, and rounding out will be the catcher Kyle Harbison. One of the best lineups I've seen Florence throw out there. I think just, top to bottom, it looks fully solid there. Obviously, Schoenfeld staying in that leadoff spot. You get Zeisler back. You push Zade Richardson into the cleanup spot, which pushes, Brendan Bobo down, and I don't really figure that you're too mad about that. Zade Richardson, one of your hottest hitters right now. Brendan Bobo still available to provide the pop at the top of the order, but I'm definitely a fan of this look of a lineup.
It's the first time in a little bit that we've seen all 3 of Hank, Bobo, and Zade in the lineup. So I think that's big. I like Zade hitting 4th. I mean, that guy just continues to hit with runners in scoring position, so I think it's perfect to have him hitting cleanup. And, Bobo is obviously still someone who's your biggest home run threat, hitting in that middle of the lineup. What you don't always also talk about is Blomquist hitting second and Broussard hitting 6th. I mean, to go around those top 3 in the lineup, what it does is because you're so careful around that 3, 4, 5, it's so good. You cannot make a mistake against someone like Brett Blomquist or Garrett Broussard. It's just a lineup with no breaks.
Absolutely, and still with talent on the bench. Marcus Brodell, we mentioned one of the best hitters over the last 2 months. Jackson Tucker, he's been hitting .315 all season, and Zach Beadle has been phenomenal behind the plate. The Yalls are heading out onto the field. We'll pause here on the Fifth West Brewing pregame show as we take a listen to our national anthem. First pitch is coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Lovely, lovely rendition of our national anthem by the Harrison Senior Center. We're ready for baseball at Thomas More Stadium. C.J. Blowers, the left-handed pitcher on the mound, entering with a 1-1 record and a 6.75 ERA. Florence 35-30 entering today. The Joliet Slammers right behind them, 29-36. Two opposite sides of the conference, but still battling for that second wild card spot in the playoff race. Ben, we're getting closer and closer every day to where we could stop asking ourselves, is it too early?
You know, I think we're at that point right now, but you're always going to have some people who try to ruin our fun and ruin what we're here to do is talk about the outlook. So I'm sure you ask Toby Hall, he'll say, you know, that's not what we're thinking about. We're playing our game. You know what? That's his job. That's the player's job. He's right. This is our job to worry about the playoff.
You are right.
So we'll do it for Toby.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at C.J. Blowers here. 6.75 ERA, 8 innings pitched, 3 Ks, 5 walks. Now, that is like I said, a tale of two starts there because those 3 Ks came in one start. Those 5 walks came in the other start. 8 innings pitched combined, 3 innings against these Slammers the last time out there. He used to play with Joliet. He obviously knows a lot of these guys just playing with them last season. He knows the manager, Mike Pinto. I'm sure he's looking for revenge here today in front of the home crowd.
I mean, an unbelievable season, too, with Joliet in his 1 year last year. 17 starts, a sub-3 ERA. This guy is another one. You know, Florence and Toby Hall especially likes these pitchers. I think it's great. You know, you see a trend about catchers who like to catch these kinds of pitchers where Blowers is typically someone who just does not lose sight of the zone. You know, his command is very good. He doesn't have a fastball that's going to blow you away. Just another crafty lefty that's going to throw different things at you. Never anything that's like, you know, totally impossible to hit for the other team. Just somebody who knows how to get outs and how to navigate a lineup. Biggest thing, we see it with Villalobos, we see it with Webster. Knows how to work around with runners on base and isn't going to get that heart rate too high.
And certainly has his, a tall task ahead. Obviously, always leading off with Ian Battapaglia, the Frontier League All-Star. Got to speak with him a little bit while he was here just a few weeks ago for the Frontier League All-Star game. Battapaglia goes perfect with the manager, Mike Pinto. They kind of have a similar play style. Once he gets on base, it's, no stops for Battapaglia.
A couple of leadoff hitters on both sides who are like that.
Absolutely, right on that. First pitch to Battapaglia misses upstairs. We are underway at 6:53, just a minute behind schedule.
I'll take it.
A beautiful day here at Thomas More Stadium. Sun shining down all over the field. Shadows starting to creep in behind home plate. 1-0, fouls it away, 1-1.
Yeah, a fastball that's not going to reach, 90 most likely. It'll sit in that upper 80s.
Right now it is 84 degrees here. Wind whipping pretty well out towards right center field.
It's whipping my papers around, too, up in the press box. So
here's the 1-1. Fouls it away. Looks like off the mask of Kyle Harbison. 1-2 the count. Just a couple lefties in the lineup. It'll be Blake Berry in the cleanup spot in the bottom of the order, Ivan Dahlberg. Interested they went with Dahlberg over Heidel, even though Heidel is the righty.
Yeah. And this does feel like a lineup where Pinto was thoughtful.
Yeah. 1-2. Fastball misses upstairs.
Thoughtful and realizing Blowers was a lefty. You don't see Chris Davis in the starting lineup, who is a lefty for Joliet.
It's true. Here's the 2-2. Off speed downstairs, no good.
Another thing about Blowers, we especially touched on this the first time he pitched here at Thomas More Stadium. Moves quick. And he'll change up his pace a little bit, change his tempo to try to get hitters off guard.
That's when he's working best, when he finds that rhythm and can, get on the mound, throw, get on the mound, throw. Payoff, grounder, high hopper over towards Broussard. He can't glove it. Goes by him. Dylan Baker will pick it up. Right under the glove there. That'll be an error to start the game. E5. This would have been a tough play to get Battapaglia with his speed.
I didn't see the runner, so that's the thing. I definitely sped up Broussard a little bit. That high chopper.
The thing is, I feel like he's made that play before.
He has. And he'll always be the one to tell you he should make that play.
First pitch is in there for a strike to Tyler Cerny. Your first time calling Tyler Cerny since 2 years ago, a year ago?
Yeah, 2 seasons ago. He just graduated from Kentucky this year, transferred to the dark side after this past season. Come into that later.
Battaglia moving over at first. The 0-1. Missing downstairs. 1-1 the count.
One of two players now in the Frontier League with that same last name pronounced differently, though.
Yeah.
With Victor Cherney, we just saw in Windy City. Same spelling, C-E-R-N-Y.
1-1 pitch. Misses inside. 2-1.
Obviously, Victor Cherney from Canada. Tyler Cerny is just from middle of Indiana.
You say the dark side as if like you guys are competing well against University of Kentucky.
We were pretty big baseball rivals.
Really?
And there's a lot of backstory there. There's a lot of history there. So Kentucky, Indiana is like a
two different conferences.
It was a huge basketball rivalry about 15 years ago, back when Indiana was actually a good program in the basketball side of things. And there's some bad blood on the baseball side.
Huh. That's interesting. 2-2. Ooh, gonna be in on the hands. They're gonna say it hit him. Sounded like it got all knob. Tyler Cerny will head over there. It did not sound good. Maybe it just hit that.
And that's not good too for Cerny. I mean, for it to be that loud and that not be the bat. We just saw this last game at Thomas More Stadium for Florence's first baseman, Hank Zeisler.
Yeah.
And remember, Zeisler stayed in the game. He even went out. He ran after he got hit by a pitch. Even went out defensively. It wasn't until his next at bat that a pinch hitter came in for him. Cerny will stay in the game now.
That hits you square on the hand. He must have had some sort of protection. That hits you square on the hand. You're doing something. Yeah. Runners first and second, nobody out. Jackson Valera at the plate. Talented hitter. Obviously a walk-off. Back in Joliet. Guy that gives you the first strike. Bat glued to the shoulder until that first strike. Flowers trying to find the zone. 1-0. Missing downstairs. A little worried about Battaglia over there on second. Started his movement in the stretch there, still while looking at second. 2-0 the count. Off speed, bends it in there for a strike. Nice pitch. Good way to bounce back. Have a little faith in that off speed. Two-one. Hard hit through the right side of the infield. Bobo will get that in right field. Battaglia is going to come home to score without a throw. An RBI single for Jackson Valera. Runners at the corners, nobody out.
Yeah, this is one of those innings where you start to feel like you have a chance to get out to a pretty good start with that ground ball that was going to be a tough play for Broussard anyway. And one pitch kind of gets away from you, and then that's just a really good hitter, and Jackson Valera doing good things, hitting it opposite way. Now your back's against the wall here on the first.
That one misses inside.
Good things happen, though, when Florence does not score first here at home.
Toby Hall's going to go try and calm down Blowers. 1-0 the count. Has not registered an out yet.
It was something that the Windy City broadcasters this past weekend brought up to me that I hadn't thought about a ton. And Toby Hall, because you don't see it from a ton of managers or whoever makes the mound meetings, a lot of mid-AB mound meetings.
Well, big fan.
He'll see a struggle, and then once you throw one ball in the next AB, feels like he's out there all the time.
I'm certainly a big fan.
When you play, did you feel like those mound meetings helped you a lot?
Mid-AB, probably not. I'm a big fan of it broadcasting, I can tell you that. I guess I could see if I was on the mound and I didn't like that. I entered a game mid-AB one time, and no one told me the count. So I threw two pitches, and it was like, that one misses upstairs. I came in on like a 2-0 count, and I threw two pitches, a strike and a ball, and all of a sudden I look at the board, it's 3-1. I was like, what? What happened? And he's like, he came in on 2-0. I was like, that would have been nice to know. Off speed misses inside a 3-0 count. Florence, 7 games in 6 days. Won't be able to play around too much with their bullpen.
No. This is the type of week when things get out of hand, you might see another position player.
You could. 3-0 in there for a strike. Right down Broadway at 86.
Not that, I mean, that's obviously a very long way from here, but just in that scenario, any point this week.
I think, a Thursday game, a Friday game.
Yeah.
Hopefully not Friday. It's Bluey night. 3-1. Fouls it away. He's right back. 3-2. Flowers trying to come all the way back.
Our promo team
Full count.
would not be happy with our squad if we.
Sometimes, the promotion, the crowd dictates what you can do on the baseball field.
Yeah.
You can't put out a bad product when you have some of your most fans in attendance on Bluey night. That was one of the hottest nights of the year last year. Payoff pitch. Skies it high behind home plate, but out of play. We'll do it again. That was 87 out there.
I mean, that's just the best way. Did I just see some life that we could potentially get a foul ball?
That would have, yeah. Man, that hit hard. It must have hit like one of those poles. Usually it doesn't bounce up
So
that
it's got to
high.
hit one of the support beam poles on this awning and then bounce towards us.
That was life.
We'd probably be fighting for it. I'd probably win it. I'd probably get fired.
Payoff. Skied high out towards right field. Bobo trying to find it. Still working back towards the warning track. Should be deep enough for a sacrifice fly. He'll come in without a throw. 2-0 Joliet. First down of the inning.
Yeah, I like that. Take a breath a little bit. Now you got one on the board and nobody in scoring position. That ball was hit, I think, to another stratosphere, though, with how high it was hit. I mean, that ball took forever to get to Bobo out and right.
Just kept carrying.
Yeah.
Just kept carrying. That'll bring up Cam Sudo. First pitch is in there for a strike.
It's just something about this Florence team, and we've heard it from pitchers say this. The words that the offense always has our back. Never discouraged to go into the bottom of the first with a deficit. They almost take it as a challenge.
Swing and a miss in there.
A lot of times you give up 3 or 4 runs in the top of the first inning, and teams just give up. Everyone's swinging for the fences. It's never been a problem with this Florence team. What has been a problem is deep into games, letting the foot off the gas a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. He picks up his first strikeout of the day. His first against the Slammers this season. Feels interesting to say that just because he's had 3 starts, 2 of them against Joliet.
Yeah, that is funny.
Watching a Y'alls fan in real life realize he was wrong on the amount of outs.
He was yelling. Is that the guy yelling 2
Yeah,
outs
he was
before
yelling
that?
2 outs before when it was just 1 out, and then he's like, wait, why are they not coming off the field? Wearing a Braves jersey, no less.
It's my NL East team.
What?
I don't have an NL East team.
What?
You don't have a team for every division?
Nope. Here's the 0-1. Fouls it away.
I have a team for every division in the Frontier League, too.
Who's your Midwest West Division team?
Yeah, it got to be Windy City.
Oh, that's true. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Who's your Atlantic East?
I'll tell you what, the East, that New Jersey team's fun.
Just go Brockton.
And it's definitely, and it's definitely like gets helped by the fact that we swept them. But man, Felix Stevens and Isaac Bellany and Gustavo Sosa.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Nice comeback there from C.J. Blowers. 2 runs come across, but he picks up 2 Ks to end it and strands a runner at first. Florence trailing early. Let's see what they do in the bottom half when they come up on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Bottom half of the first inning is always brought to you by Heritage Bank. At Heritage Bank, we believe your money should work as hard as you do. Proudly local, fiercely dependable. That's the Heritage difference. Visit heritagebank.com to find a branch near you today. Florence trailing 2-0 early, entering the bottom half of the first inning. Florence will lead off with Tyler Schoenfeld, Brett Blomquist, and Hank Zeisler against the right-handed pitcher Brock Lucas. Second appearance of the season for Joliet. Enters with a 1-1 or an 0-0 record, just one game out there, 2.45 ERA. Was a start against Brockton. 3 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, a walk, and 2 Ks.
Schoenfeld should be getting a standing ovation right now.
He should.
First back in Florence.
That tells me that not enough people are watching
On the
or
road.
listening on the road.
It's probably because I was there. They probably would have watched if I wasn't there. Although I didn't. I guess I wasn't on the Sunday game.
That is true. First pitch to Schoenfeld. Misses inside. He's had a heck of a last week or so. Obviously broke the franchise all-time stolen base record. Won the game on Sunday for Florence. Has a chance to break his own single-season record. He's 7 stolen bases away from breaking that. 40 swing bags on the season. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1 the count. Brock Lucas, brand new guy for Joliet. Without us playing Joliet, a few games ago I was talking about Joliet's pitching. It feels like they're pretty quick. You know, if you're having some bad outings, to get you out of the roster, they'll release you pretty early, and that's why their pitching always looks like it has these low ERAs. But yeah, this is just the second appearance of the season for Lucas. 1-2 misses inside.
You know what? And I was going to bring up a point about.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's certainly not. I was going to bring up a point about how Florence has done this a lot, where they see guys, making their second or third start to the season, and they maybe had one good start. But Florence is really kind of a wake-up call with how good their offense is.
2-2. Missing downstairs.
And just mention how Florence has done well against those type of guys. We should say that about every single type of guy. I mean, that's just how good Florence's offense has been.
Yeah.
We talk about how really good pitchers Florence has hit, bad pitchers Florence has hit.
Something that, I have not seen in my 2 years here is Florence has not had to touch the offense. Ground ball, hard hit over towards the second baseman. He throws it to first. It's in time to retire. The speedy Schoenfeld 4-3 on the put away. That'll bring up Brett Blomquist. Only 2 real additions to the roster offensively. Rushford and Harbison. And Harbison was already on your team. He was the first base coach for you. The only other transaction was bringing in Landon Lowe instead of Keenan Taylor.
Yep.
And yet Landon Lowe's obviously here. So technically 3 offensive transactions for Florence. They just have not had to do much. For good reason, obviously the offense is amazing. But I have not seen that in my other years. Here's the 1-0. Slider in there for a strike.
So this is year 4 for Zeisler. He would have been at Missouri senior year 23, 24, 25, 26 here.
Mm-hmm.
So he played with Brock Lucas from Missouri.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Wonder if they ever faced each other live at practice. Probably did. Lucas had a pretty decent year in Missouri his freshman year. He was a 4-1 as a true freshman.
1-2 pitch misses outside, 2-2.
6.3 ERA, which isn't great, but at college, that's not terrible.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing the SEC. I've seen my share of Missouri transfers over when I was at Indiana, whose ERAs are just brutal because of the teams they're playing every weekend.
Oh, bounces in there now. Full count to Blomquist. For Missouri?
Yeah.
Mizzou.
One of, there's a guy, already this last year, who had like a 9 ERA at Mizzou the year before, came back and second team All Big Ten, I think, starting pitcher.
Wind up the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Blomquist down on strikes. 2 away for Lucas. That'll bring up Hank Zeisler.
Well, Lucas got a little bit of juice. He's at 92, 93 so far on that fastball. Again, 3 1/3 in his first start. trying to ease him into a starter's role. Transferred over to Missouri State this past season and was used as both a starter and a reliever.
Hank Zeisler making his first plate appearance in a little while. Had been out the last 3 games for a little bit of bruising on his hand, some swelling. He's hit by a pitch in the hand and certainly didn't look good. The 0-1 misses outside, but we were happy with the result being minimal, not a broken or fractured anything.
Right.
Keeps him in play, and just a few games off, and Florence won the series. Didn't matter too much. The 1-1 misses outside, 2-1.
No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul. The All's trailing 2-0 early. 2 runs, one of them earned in the opening frame against Blowers. 2-1 pitch, misses out. Got to play the second baseman, Cerny, way back in shallow right field. Let's take a look at the defense. Sudo is in left, Beeman in center, Barry in right. Ward at third, Battipaglia as always at shortstop, Cerny at second, Carr at first, and Dahlberg behind the plate. 3-1, that's cranked out towards right field. Barry, warning track to the wall, it's out of here. A bullet from Hank Zeisler, 108 off the bat in his first plate appearance. I think that hand's looking okay now.
You got to be hitting the hand more often. I don't know if he's going to agree with that, but I'll tell you what. I mean, that ball was crushed. I didn't think off the bat that it had a chance because I thought it was just too low, too much of a line drive, but that's how hard it was hit.
108 middle there from Brock Lucas. Take another look at this one on HTN. Yeah, that just got out of here in a hurry.
That's going to be a pretty fun story. The fact that these two were college teammates, too, and the first at-bat he homered off of them.
That one's in there for a strike. Zade Richardson now at the plate. 2-1 ball game. Hank Zeisler, that was career home run number 44. He stands 2 away from tying the record. Ben, you might get that on the road. 0-1.
I told you, I full respect. You can call in, sit on the beach, beach in the background. I'll put my phone speakerphone up to my mic.
There you go.
You got it.
Here's the 1-1. Fouls it away. Campanelli is kind of just a standard ballpark. I don't think the dimensions are too off there. It's not like a hitter's ballpark or pitcher's ballpark. I got no idea what you're going to see in Sussex County. The dimensions there. Skyland Stadium. A 1-2. Misses out. 2-2 the count. Face of the Florence Y'all, Zade Richardson. What a series he had against Windy City. Picked up, obviously, that 3-run homer. Middle of the game on Saturday. Went 4 for 8. 5 RBIs at 4 runs scored. 2-2. Misses downstairs.
Look at that, Jackson. Yeah, so I am right. Brock Lucas, Hank Zeisler, both on that 2023 Missouri roster. Also, Jackson Beeman was on that team, playing center field today.
Wow.
Carlos Pena of the Windy City Thunderbolts was on that team. Dalton Bargo sounds incredibly familiar.
No idea. Payoff. Skied out towards right center field. Beeman and Barry are on the run. Barry calls him off in the gap to make the final out of the inning. A solo shot from Hank Zeisler, a bullet off the bat. We head to the top of the second. It's a 2-1 Joliet lead when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Top half of the second inning, it's a 2-1 ball game. Joliet in the lead. C.J. Blowers back out for another inning of work. Just one earned run. It was error to start off the ball game against Garrett Broussard. Patapaglia came home to score. That's the unearned run. Then the sacrifice fly from Blake Berry to score. Tyler Cerny was your earned run. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Slammers. Carr, Ward, and Dahlberg. Payne Carr will be our beer batter of the day, presented by Party Source, your one-stop destination for all things celebration. That one misses outside. That home run from Hank, always brought to you by Sports of All Sorts. All y'all's home runs are brought to you by Sports of All Sorts, our favorite sports facility in northern Kentucky. Head over to 1094 Investment Way, Florence. The 1-0 in there for a strike at 85. Have you been to Sports of All Sorts?
Not yet, no.
That's a good place, man.
That's another thing on my to-do list after riding the All-Star inflatable slide.
Yeah. 1-1. Sent out towards right center field. That is well hit. Bobo going to look up. It bounces off the bottom of the wall. Schoenfeld picks it up, gets the throw into the cutoff. A leadoff double for Peyton Carr. Plays that perfectly in the right center field gap.
Yeah, he did. Another one that just kind of kept carrying. Kind of the opposite of Zeisler's home run. Bowers got his work cut out for him.
This is a Joliet team where I don't want to say that Slammer Stadium is big by any means. It's certainly smaller than Schaumburg in just looking at that, but not as many. It's definitely not a hitter ballpark, like Thomas More Stadium is. So they work gap to gap. This is a place where, they're going to be able to mash the ball.
Yeah.
That one's skied foul.
I mean, already 3 guys who have double figures home runs hitting 4, 5, 6.
How about that? Neither of those 3 on the All-Star team.
Nope.
Blake Berry might have been one of the bigger snubs. I mean, hitting 300 with 12 cranks.
Yeah.
Look back at second. Here's the 0-1. Fouls it away. I don't know if we have any Joliet Slammer fans tuning in. I don't know if the Joliet broadcasters are doing this remotely. It's possible. No, they don't usually send Lonnie Wilkins. 0-2. Misses downstairs. Lead the way if you're tuning in. Proud to have you. Glad to have you. 1-2 the count. Runner on second. Nobody out. Top of 2. 2-1 Joliet lead. Blowers. Third base side of the rubber. The 1-2. Hard hit over towards Baker. Swallows it up. Looks back the runner. Throwing to first is in time. 6-3. 4 out number 1.
Blowers getting just what he needs at the right time. And that first out, it settled him in. I always say that the first out is the most important one. And it really showed in that first inning, even though it scored a run on the sac fly, a couple of strikeouts to follow.
There you go. Get that out of your system.
Yeah. No, it felt good.
My dad did back me up. He's like, you do always say that.
I guess I'm not a very good listener. I don't know.
Lefty battle. In there for a strike. Ivan Dahlberg, bottom of the order. The catcher today. 227. No home runs, 1 RBI. Short sample size. Mentioned Brandon Hiles. Pretty much been there all season and is a righty. Shocked they went to the lefty catcher instead. 0-1. Misses just a hair outside. 1-0 the count. 1-1 pitch, off speed. Beautifully placed in there for a strike. 2001 on the spin rate. You weren't even born yet.
I was not. You're pretty old if you were, to be honest.
Good clap back. Here's the 1-2. Blowers, good little look at second. 1-2 pitch, fouls it away. Now, you're not a fan of the all-blue jerseys, are you? The jersey pant combo.
So I'm not a fan. I just prefer especially like the pinstripes pants with the blues. I'm rarely ever a fan of non-white or gray baseball pants. I guess that's my boomer baseball take.
1-2 foul. Would you say that you're someone that should be criticizing wardrobe well?
In baseball, yeah. You give me the keys to design some jerseys. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, man. I'm there
That'll
with
increase your sales there for sure. I'll tell you that.
I always thought I could create great jerseys for my college team. If you had like some purple pinstripes on a white jersey, it would have been nice. Look back at second. The 1-2. Fouls it away. Another foul ball. Dahlberg putting up a fight here. Might be a strictly, move for offense for Dahlberg instead of Heidel. I mean, both, kind of near that 200 number. The 1-2 again. Misses outside, 2-2. 87 there from Blowers.
Yeah, this is just goes without saying, but it's a big one with the top of the lineup on deck, especially Battipaglia.
One away, top of the second, runner on second. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, top of the zone. Third K of the day for Blowers, dials that up at 87, beautifully placed as well.
Yeah, I told you, once he gets to that upper 80s and puts it in a good spot, it seems like he just dials it up for the best possible moments.
Battipaglia reached on an error by the third baseman, Broussard, in the opening frame. He's got a runner out on second, the 2026 All-Star. That one's fouled away. He was actually All-Stars with C.J. Blowers for Joliet back in 2025.
Yep.
Battipaglia, the 25 Rookie of the Year. Right now, the reigning Rookie of the Year until Brett Blomquist is crowned. Calling my shot.
All right.
Can't imagine many All-Stars many rookies are All-Star starters and have a 1,000 OPS. That one's fouled away 0-2. Just
doing my bios for the All-Star game, and I don't remember seeing many. I'll say that.
Yeah. Blowers trying to get out of this after a leadoff double. That runner still on second. Here's the 0-2. Fastball upstairs. Seems like the high cheddar is the put-away pitch right now. It's worked 3 times. Glove of the belt. 1-2. Fouls it away. Battipaglia, a tough out. Out of Connecticut. And Battipaglia during the All-Star game talking about some of the favorite spots in New England. Cheshire, Connecticut. It is near New Haven, the pizza capital of the world. One, two. Downstairs, no good. 21-28 there on the off speed. 77 miles per hour. 2-2 the count. Pickoff attempt, nothing going. Just a step off and a little throw. A little acknowledgement that he's still there. Still keeping an eye on him.
Flick the wrist a little bit.
Yeah. Two-two. This is inside. Good job there from Harbison. Harbison with the 2-start week on the weekend series. Normally would point to Beetle being the starter for this series, and it was not that way.
Yeah, it's been hard to catch a trend for Toby Hall with the work in his 2 catchers, but they've gotten pretty split work.
Both righties. Payoff. Misses downstairs. Runners first and second. That's the first walk from Blowers. Second free bag. The hit by pitch to the man at the plate, Tyler Cerny. Cerny, the hit by pitch, came home to score on the sacrifice fly from Blake Berry. Y'all's trial 2-1. Hard hit over towards the second baseman. Blomquist will just block it off of his body. Not able to make a play there. 95 off the bat.
Tell you what, I think you're going to rule out an error, but there's two of the tougher errors
Yeah,
you're going to see. But it's 50-50. It's just another one again. If it's less than 100 miles an hour, not the 95 isn't very hard, but you have it on a hop, but it hits you really square in the chest.
Yeah. First pitch to Jackson Valera. This is not a guy you want up, but the base is loaded. It's a big timeout here for C.J. Blowers. Jackson Valera, you mentioned not a lot of pop, just the one home run. Hit 318, though, and he has certainly tormented Florence. 1-0 in there for a strike.
Your scouting report's right, though. He really does show no interest until the ball's in the first ball.
Not a single one. You get a free strike against him. 1-1 pitch. Over towards Baker. He'll glove it. Throw it the long way over to first. A bullet in time. And C.J. Blowers strands the bases loaded. Big time out there from Blowers. We head to the bottom of the second. Florence trying to get that run back. 2-1 ball game when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom of the second always brings us a look at our Thomas More scoreboard, the scoreboard partner of the Florence Y'alls, Thomas More University. There you'll be able to take your life and your career as far as you want it to go. Apply or donate today at thomasmore.edu. 2-1 ball game on the Thomas More scoreboard. Florence trailing Joliet. The opener of the 3-game series. You're listening to Frontier League Baseball on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN, as well as the Florence Y'alls Radio Network. Rory Tettemer alongside Ben Howard. Beautiful $2 Tuesday here. Just a beautiful day in total, Ben. Not too hot.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
It was looking like it was getting a little hot today, but this shade, I think, has helped us. There might be some people in the sun right now that disagree.
Tell you what, when I woke up, I thought it was going to rain. But it does not seem to be the case.
It was pouring last night.
And I didn't see a lick of it. I was inside, happily watching the Odyssey for the second time. First pitch to Bobo. Misses inside.
You probably felt the rain.
It might have just blended in with the storm.
I saw all the memes about just how loud that movie is.
It is. That one misses inside.
There's really any Christopher Nolan movie.
No, Dark Knight's not too loud. I should go see Dark Knight on, big screen again.
We should open a Christopher Nolan movie theater.
Bobo punches the 2-0 out to shallow center field. Second baseman Cerny all over it.
One of our owners, Danny Halbert's got some experience with this, so I
Yeah.
think he could help us.
He's actually not even a fan of movies, which is
Really?
interesting, yeah. He was just in the movie theater business for a long time and still a consultant for a few. Still has a theater named after him, Dan Barry. Forget where it is. First pitch to the All-Star Garrett Broussard is in there for a strike. Just the one hit for Florence. It was the homer from Hank Zeisler. Other than that, Brock Lucas has kept him quiet. Bends another off-speed in there for a strike.
Well, those are pretty
0-2.
good-looking pitches.
Yeah, it's 26.54 on that slider. Gonna leave the middle wide open. Broussard, obviously a lot of power, pull side, but seen him go up the middle. Doesn't matter. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. He's down on 3 pitches.
Yeah, it's a really tough sequence there for Lucas. I mean, you go both of those off-speed pitches right on that outside corner, come back with a fastball inside.
That is a good-looking sequence. Milo Rushford, the lefty, will dig in. 2 away with the bases empty. Florence not trying to go down extremely quickly. It has been a quick inning already. That one's in there. It's the 7th pitch. A lot of first pitch strikes here from Lucas. That's the name of the game. The off-speed. Rushford squares it up out towards center field. Beeman has a beat on it. Circling around and splash into the tan leather mitt. Florence 1, 2, 3 and under 10 pitches for Lucas. A phenomenal inning for him. We head to the top of the third. It's time for Tettemer Trivia. The Alls trail 2-1 when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Top half of the third always brought to you by the Roar Agency, located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference with Roar Insurance. Visit us today at roarins.com. Florence trailing 2-1. C.J. Blowers back out for another inning of work. Offense didn't keep him off of his feet for too long. Very quick inning in the bottom of the second.
Both pitchers look like they're starting to settle in a little bit. Flowers not a ton of help from his defense.
First pitch to the lefty, Blake Berry, misses inside. Sacrifice fly for Berry, his last time up. Top of the third always brings us our Tettemer Trivia, presented by the Roar Agency, located in all 50 states across the nation. Feel the Roar difference with Roar Insurance. 1-0, misses up. Tettemer Trivia, way it works. I read a question in top half of the third, give you guys the answer in the bottom half. You have the opportunity to play along. Head on over to Twitter. It's @Tettemer9 or Florence_Yalls. Question is live there. You can comment your guess in the comment section. I will shout you out here on the broadcast. 2-0 the count to Berry. Ben, you were able to play Tettemer Trivia on the road for the first time.
I was 1 for 3.
1 for 3.
Got the Aaronola.
There you go. There you go. Well, this is a good one, and it's a fun one. One I was saving for when we could talk about it at home. That one misses inside. It's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Barry. Leadoff runner aboard. I think that's the one thing for Blowers. Not a lot of first-pitch strikes so far.
No. He's not giving himself a ton of help starting out with batters.
No.
And starting with innings, too. I guess it was the error in the first.
Yeah. Now all the leadoff runners have been aboard. He did strike out Cam Sudo his last time on 3 pitches. See if he can roll a double play. Let's get to our question of the day, though, presented by the Roar Agency. First pitch, off speed, top of the zone in there for a strike right on command. Name the 3 shortstops in Major League Baseball history with 200-plus homers and 300-plus stolen bases. 3 shortstops, Major League Baseball history. Ground ball over towards Dylan Baker. Toss to second. One relay on to first is not in time. They just get the 1. That'll be a fielder's choice 6-4. Sudo swaps places with Baker.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. Let's bang play over at first.
I think he was safe.
Okay.
I think that's a good call. 6-4 put away there. Sudo on first, 1 out for Jackson Beeman. Repeat the question again. Name the 3 shortstops in Major League Baseball history with 200-plus homers and 300-plus stolen bases. All 3 of them played within the years of 2000 to 2026.
So their careers, like their whole careers were in that frame?
No. But they played within that time frame. So someone could have played, all of 1990s to 2001 or whatever. The 1-0. Missing outside by an inch.
I know you. I like Jimmy Rollins. 200 homers, 300 bags.
200 homers, 300 stolen bases. So a little bit of a combination of power and speed.
Yeah.
Only 3 of them in Major League Baseball history.
Wow.
2-0. In there for a strike. Skied out towards center field. That's well hit. Schoenfeld or Tucker on the run makes the grab. That is Schoenfeld out there. I thought I guessed right. That is a nice track down from Schoenfeld. 107 off the bat, just the deepest part of the ballpark.
That was a loud one.
Yeah.
Too.
2 away. Runner still on first. Peyton Carr with a leadoff double his last time up in the right center field gap. That one's fouled away.
300 stolen bases. I mean, you got to play a lot of baseball. 200 homers, 2.
I guess I should put this out there as well. It's a minimum of 50% of games at shortstop.
Okay.
That one's skied out towards center. Schoenfeld all over it. He'll make the grab to end the inning. Leadoff runner aboard, no problem. Strands him over at first. We head to the bottom of the third. Get your guesses in for Tettemer Trivia when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Bottom half of the third inning, it's 2-1 Joliet. Florence back up to the plate. Quick inning in the second. They'll send the 8-9 top. Baker, Harbison, Cheney fell. Still playing Tettemer trivia. I definitely will amend the question. It's name three shortstops in the three shortstops in Major League Baseball history with 200-plus homers and 300-plus stolen bases. All three 2000 to 2026. Minimum of 50% of games at shortstop. A lot of people already guessing A-Rod. I'm not saying a lot of people, actually just one, Zach Jury. Alex Rodriguez does not qualify for 50% of games at shortstop.
Okay. I'm at 4 right now that are off the top of my head that I have to try to lock in. Jimmy Rollins, one of the first ones I named. I think I like him. Troy Tulowitzki, did he steal bases? Some of these guys, I just don't know if they stole bases. 300's a lot. Cal Ripken, did he steal bases and did he play in the 2000s?
He did, because you know why I know that? Cam Beatty consistently guessed Cal Ripken, and I'm like, is that even a guess? For like some of these early 2000 ones, I was like, was he still around? Yes, he was still playing.
So I like Ripken. But other than that, I don't know. Miguel Tejada, I think, stole some bases, but does he have 200 homers?
1-2 in there for a strike.
And Rollins, I don't.
The 1-2, swing and a miss. Fourth K for Brock Lucas. Sorry, third K for Brock Lucas.
Got to lock in my answer?
You do got to lock in your answer.
I'll go, you know what, I'm going to not go again. I'm going to go against my gut because that's what I usually do when I get it right. I'll scratch out Rollins. I'll go the other three. I'm going to go Miguel Tejada, Cal Ripken, Troy Tulowitzki.
Tejada, Ripken, Troy Tulowitzki for Ben. Tyler Douglas says Jeter, Rollins, Lindor. Zach Jury said Rollins, A-Rod, Jeter before I told him Jeter or A-Rod doesn't count. That one's bounced into right field. Single for Kyle Harbison. He gets his first hit of July, and there was much rejoicing as he raised his hands above his head.
That's a ton of fun. You're as good of a defensive catcher as him. You can afford to go through a little bit of that stretch. And very happy for him. Not a ton of playing time in July as much as the other months. I think is a big thing for him too, especially you lose some games with the All-Star break. It's got to feel good for him though.
Runner on first, one away, back up to the top of the order. Tyler Shaney fell. Off speed misses upstairs. Cam Beatty said Francisco Lindor, Alex Rodriguez, and Trey Turner.
People are saying Jeter. I thought there was no way Jeter stole 300 bases in his career, but I could be totally wrong.
The 1-0 in there for a strike. Anyone on live chat? No. Florence Y'all's Analytics with their official answer. They say Rollins, Alex Rodriguez, and Lindor.
Lindor's a good one that I just didn't know if he'd been there yet.
Here's the 1-1. Hard hit down the first baseline, but foul. I'll give Florence Y'all's Analytics a chance to rebound just because we've been talking about it. A-Rod, I kind of said A-Rod just doesn't count. The 50% shortstop doesn't qualify him.
Should I be worried?
That rule. So you guys can redo that one.
Should I be worried that nobody has guessed any of my three guesses yet?
And you were Tejada. No, someone guessed Tulo.
Okay.
Tejada, Tulowitzki. Who's the other one?
Ripken.
1-2, misses outside. Rich Tettemer said Jimmy Rollins, Trey Turner, Jose Reyes. And then he said, wait, no, Jeter. Didn't tell me who he wanted to take away from that. So that's technically a four-piece there. 2-2. Oh, strike three. Dots up the outer half. Beautifully placed there. A 91. That's the fourth K. For Brock Lucas. Runner on first and 2 away.
Lucas has brought his best stuff today. He is all over the corners. Right on the edge on that one. Shaney felt a little frustrated, but that was the right call.
Here's the amendment from Florence Y'all's Analytics. Rollins, Lindor, and Hanley. All these players, great guesses on everyone. I'm proud of all of you guys. We do got to get to our answers. Blomquist skies one out towards right field. Barry on the run towards the foul line. Ends up in the kid zone. So, again, it still just shocks me. 3 primary shortstops, minimum 50% of games played there. Only 3 of them in Major League Baseball history. 200 home runs and 300 stolen bases. Now, the first one that you're going to be upset is 260 homers, 358 stolen bases for Derek Jeter. So he did get over
358.
Yeah, 358. And obviously playing well within the 2000s.
Jeez.
Jimmy Rollins, 231 homers, 470 stolen bases. You should not have changed your mind there.
That's terrible too. I mean, that's like
Ellen misses upstairs. And then the one that just entered it would be Trey Turner, 200 homers, 332 stolen bases. I gave you guys 2 Phillies. So Trey Turner, Jimmy Rollins, and Derek Jeter are the 3 shortstops in Major League Baseball history with that. Ground or foul. Obviously, 1 Hall of Famer. I don't think J-Roll ever gets in. And then you'll see about Trey Turner, not the way he's playing with the Phillies.
That's one of my worst performances. Man. Jeter stole that many bases?
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Brock Lucas is slicing and dicing through Florence. 5 Ks already. Had just 2 in his professional debut. We head to the top half of the 4th inning. Joliet with a 2-1 lead when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
C.J. Blowers, 3 innings so far, 1 earned run and 1 unearned against Joliet. The Slammers lead the Alls as we've reached the 4th. Bats for Florence have gone somewhat quiet since that first inning. And Blowers has gotten better each inning. Walked the leadoff batter back in the 3rd, but got a double or a fielder's choice, followed by a couple of flyouts to center. He gets 8-9-1 to complete the 2nd time through the order for the Slammers. Patrick Ward steps into the right-handed batter's box. First pitch ball, fastball left off the plate to Ward. It's better than his rookie season here in Joliet. Check swing on a pitch that lands at the top of the zone called strike. Played his college ball at Florida Atlantic. He missed pretty much all of last year with a knee injury, so mostly a DH at FAU this season too. That one's just barely foul as Broussard makes a diving attempt. It took him a while to recover from that knee injury, which really was just a torn ACL. You don't see it a ton in baseball. But didn't play the field a ton at FAU this year. Once he got over to Joliet, though, they said, yeah, you don't have a choice. We're going to need you to play third base. And he's played a pretty good third base in his first couple of months here. 1-2, cranked down to left center, heading towards the gap, but it'll bounce in that gap, getting all the way to the wall. An easy jog into second for Ward. All 4 leadoff base runners have reached
Wow.
against Blowers.
And that was loud, too. I mean, that's 100 off the bat, straight up. Gap-to-gap hitting there, splits the gap very easily. Schoenfeld did a good job of getting that in quick.
Runner in scoring position now for Joliet, and Ivan Dahlberg will hit. The 9-hitter, another chance for Blowers to capitalize on the bottom of the lineup. He's given up 2 doubles now to the 7-8-9 part of this lineup, but struck out Dahlberg his first time up. He's got 3 Ks today. Blowers does. First pitch is grounded hard right at Blomquist. No look over to the runner. That gets to third, but makes the easy throw to first to get the first out of the inning.
That's a job. It's a job for Dahlberg. You're
It
absolutely
is.
happy with that if you're manager Mike Pinto.
Sacrifice situation for a potential insurance run here in the 4th for Joliet, with the top of the lineup coming back up, and the 3rd time for Ian Battipaglia in a 2-1 game. Battipaglia has reached twice without a hit. An error back in the 1st and then a walk in the 2nd. Infield comes a tad in. Corners are on the infield grass.
Beautiful.
Where that infield grass would be. That's now turf. Backdoor breaking ball, called strike to Battipaglia. Perfect spot. Baker and Blomquist at short and second are playing about halfway in what would be the infield dirt. 0-1. You see, it's not a full quick pitch, but he doesn't changes up his tempo. He changes up his tempo by, doesn't fully raise that leg. Comes to the plate a lot quicker sometimes than others. Ball and a strike here on Battipaglia. Grounds it off the mound to second. Blomquist will think about home but won't throw it. Instead goes to first to Zeisler. An RBI 4-3 ground out. And Joliet gets that 2-run lead back that they had in the 1st. Bases are empty though now for Blowers, with Tyler Cerny coming up with 2 outs of the inning.
Joliet is a small ball team. They're going to kill you with just situational baseball. You have to be able to outplay them in that regard. Mike Pinto is one of the best managers in being able to get his team to play effective baseball like that.
And Battipaglia is the perfect hitter for that.
Absolutely.
Runner on third, less than 2 outs. Yeah, you bet he's getting the run in any way possible. First pitch to Cerny is a strike on the outside corner. Now we'll take a breaking ball on the inner part for a strike. Cerny hot the first week of the season. He's cooled off as of late. That is first week that he was here, obviously, not the first week of the season. Played his final college season at Kentucky after a few at Indiana. Freshman year in the Big Ten, was named to the Big Ten All-Freshman team. The year after, the Big Ten All-Third Conference team. Pop one up and out of play, foul. Keep that 0-2 count. Florence in a pretty comfortable spot as it stands. About a month and a half left in the year. They are 4 games ahead of the next team for that last wild card spot. Cerny fouls it back. With Joliet creeping up, they are now just 1 game behind Windy City, who sits in 3rd of the West Division. 2 games behind Gateway. It's a high pitch right into right field and right at Brendan Bobo. That will retire the side for Florence. 1 more comes around for Joliet for a leadoff double and some small ball. They take a 3-1 lead going to the bottom of the 4th on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Very clean first 3 innings for Brock Lucas. Giving up just 1 run on 3 innings pitched. Couple of base hits. He has struck out 5 without walking a batter. This Florence offense has been stifled through the first 3 innings. And we typically see the Florence offense do well early in games against starters and struggle in the back end towards or against opposing teams' bullpens. It's been the case the last couple of weekends. Have a beautiful evening here at Thomas More Stadium. And another $2 Tuesday. It's game 1 of a 3-game set between Florence and Joliet. It'll be the last time these two teams face each other. The only team in the Midwest Conference that only comes to Florence once this year is Joliet, one of 2 teams that Florence only plays 9 times. So Zeisler, Richardson, Bobo, it's the part of the lineup that produced the only run of the game, and that was on a 1-pitch hard line drive home run into right for Zeisler. That's your 3 that you would love to get hot. One of your best parts of the lineup. Talk about how awesome this top 5 in the lineup is. Hank Zeisler making just his 2nd plate appearance since early in last Thursday's game against Gateway, where he exited on a hit by pitch on the hand. Back in the first, he moved himself into 2nd place on the team in homers with 11 of them. Some separation from the guy who hits in front of him on Brett Blomquist. Now just 1 behind Brendan Bobo. Takes a first pitch strike to open up the inning. Batting average still sitting around 342. Has been consistent. Team leader in RBIs even after the missed week with 63 now after that solo home run in the first. Middle lane on it, fails another fastball the opposite way. So 5 strikeouts for Lucas, and they've come against some of Florence's better hitters too. Blomquist is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Schoenfeld was 2. He struck out the side back in the first around a Kyle Harbison single. So that's the interesting thing. 2 base hits for Florence in the first 3 innings were that solo homer for Zeisler and then Kyle Harbison's first hit of the month. He's got Zeisler at an 0-2 hole. Fastball. Zeisler hits high in the air to right. Sky deep. Barry looking up. Goodbye. 2nd for Zeisler of the day, and Florence is within 1 again. Misses a whole series due to injury. Comes back in the first 2 plate appearances. Goes yard twice. Couple of Hank homers. It's 3-2.
I just had to text our graphic girl immediately that Hank is 1 away from tying the franchise record right now. Was not expecting to today. He's certainly fully healthy from that hand injury.
He is now tied for the team lead in homers too with the man on deck right now, Brendan Bobo. So Zeisler just having Lucas's number a little bit. Florence back within 1, right, as Joliet got a insurance run in the top half of the 4th. We're here in the bottom of the 4th, now 3-2. Zade Richardson flight out to center. First time up. He's hitting 360 with runners in scoring position. It feels like a lot more than that. I think it's because of how great he's been recently with them in scoring position. Old strike on the outer corner. Had an RBI in each of the 3 games against Windy City. 1-1 changeup outside in the dirt. So 1 away from tying the record. Where'd you stack that up against hits and RBIs? We've talked about
it's
this.
Second.
Second behind hits.
Yeah. Second behind hits, no doubt.
Another good location, low outside corner. Richardson didn't like it. And our analytics interns agree. It's downstairs, but called a strike and a 2-1 count for Richardson. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Again, just all around the corners for Lucas as he gets his 6th strikeout of the game. It's the 3rd that's looking.
Yeah, he is certainly rolling through everyone that's not named Hank Zeisler.
And Kyle Harbison. Here's Brendan Bobo. Heavy shift with one out and nobody on. First pitch loops into the middle of the zone. The shortstop Battapagley will play a little bit to his right, but he's in outfield grass. It's Cerny playing a shallow right field pretty much. 0-1 hard, punched foul the opposite way. Well, with this being the last series between the two, Florence would actually need a sweep to take the season series against Joliet. They're losing 2-4 through the first 6 games. Another opposite way foul ball for Bobo. Joliet just caught Florence at a great time the first time they played. A little bit of rain stopped one of the games, and then Florence was in the middle of the biggest losing streak of the season. So they were able to take the only 2 games they played. Bobo with an 0-2 hole. One gets inside, gets away for the backstop. Second time they ran into each other. Clean split. Doubleheader on Saturday. And, you know, in this league, you see a lot of split doubleheaders. It was actually Joliet who got the sweep in the doubleheader. But Florence took the one-off games Friday and Sunday. Hard grounder. That's going to go through the shift. Ground ball base hit for Bobo all the way into right. His first hit of the day. That's the 4th hit of the game now on Lucas. So game-tying run gets on base, just 1 out of the inning for Garrett Broussard. Was also a strikeout victim of Lucas in the second.
Oh, so with Zeisler's 2 homers, he's now tied Brendan Bobo for the home run lead.
Yeah.
Both with 12.
Broussard fighting off the first pitch. Boy, did he enjoy his return trip to Ozinga Field after playing there last year. Couple of home runs in the first game of that 3-game set. 33% of his home runs this year. He's got 6. Large lead for Bobo over at first, a little bit of a jump. Broussard fouls it back. 43 RBIs hitting in the middle of this Florence lineup. This is a big stretch for Florence because they play some beatable teams, and again, teams that they'd love to bury in the standings. They're also going to play a couple of sub-500 teams next week, but barely sub-500 teams. And travel is not in Florence's favor. Throw over to first, and Bobo had a large lead, but he's back.
Yeah. Joliet, I think, has had our number all 3 years I've been here.
Mm-hmm.
So to even say that they're below 500 doesn't matter too much just because of how well they play you.
Swing and a miss. Broussard went chasing. Another 3-pitch strikeout. And that's the 7th K for Florence hitting for Lucas.
Florence entered this series 535 Ks as an offense. That is a lot.
You know, they've had some games, too, where they put up a pretty good offensive output but still strike out a lot. You don't see them play small ball a whole lot. I mean, this is a team that really is great at stringing hits together. They have 3 guys with double figures home runs. First pitch strike on the outside corner here to Milo Rushford. He's got 3 of those home runs this year. He was on a tear his first week or so with Florence, especially hitting with runners in scoring position and racking up those RBIs. Tries that off speed again, but can't land it. Well, with that second out here in the 4th, this is now the longest start so far for Lucas. Just competing with that 1, 3, and a 3rd inning start last week. Fastball off, 2-1. But yeah, that travel's going to be rough for Florence next week. We're looking it up. About 9.5 to 10 hours to Sussex County on the way there. 15 hours on the way back. Oof. Breaking ball outside. You know, people don't talk about this. It really is a thing in a lot of sports. When you think about travel, you really think about the way there. Like, this is especially a big thing when people talk about conference realignment in college and going out West Coast. The travel, the way there can hurt you. What people don't think about is on the way back. Now, obviously, they have the off day on Monday. And as Rushford cranks one to right, no movement for Barry. And Florence has a lead of the fourth. A Rushford round tripper.
Oh, wow.
It is 4-3 Y'alls. They're starting to tee up a little bit.
100 off the bat, 430 on the distance from Rushford. No doubt about it. That's his first here at Thomas More Stadium.
It is. All three have been on the road for Milo Rushford. A little bit of rowing motion as he gets to home plate as hugs Brendan Bobo. All four Florence runs come on home runs. That's the first one that's not a solo shot. And there's going to be a meeting on the mound. I haven't been paying attention in right field to see if there was any movement of the bullpen. I mean, Blake Berry didn't even, I don't know if he looked at it. He's turning around and looking at it. But over the bullpen out in right field, that is going to be hit. So a couple of starts that started to look pretty good in his first two here in Joliet for Lucas. But he can't make it out of the fourth in either. It's a Who's Hangout pitching change when we're back on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Who's Hangout pitching change here for Joliet. A reminder that if you're looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards, visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Who's Hangout today at 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. This is an earlier change than I'm sure Joliet expected, even after the third inning. After Brock Lucas was looking really good through three, gave up a couple of homers, one that came with a runner on base, and all of a sudden Florence has a 4-3 lead. And the first batter that Catron faces, he gets some help from Patrick Ward, who makes a beautiful play at third to get him out of the inning. So it's one pitch for Catron to the fourth, but 3 innings for Florence in the fourth to take a 4-3 lead over the Slammers. Flowers pitching with the lead when we come back on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Couple of homers in that bottom of the fourth for Florence to take a 4-3 lead, and now C.J. Blowers pitches with the lead for the first time after giving up two, one earned and one unearned in that first inning. Another for Joliet back an inning ago in the fourth. So we'll see how he handles this 4-3 lead. He'll have to deal with the heart of the Joliet lineup. 3, 4, 5. Jackson Valera to start things off. Well, not swing until he sees the first strike. It won't come here. It's 1-0.
That was in there.
Pretty good location.
Yeah, it was.
69 miles an hour.
And I like that.
Curveball.
I like that. You know he's not swinging first pitch. Why not just float something in there?
Comes back with a fastball, called strike. And you know, that's a kind of a one-time thing that you're talking about here with Blowers that I think shows the kind of pitcher he is. Really smart. You know, he knows how to deal with Frontier League hitters. A great season last year for Joliet. This one's punched to right, and Bobo will retire, the first leadoff batter to not reach in this game for Joliet so far.
And it's such a big one, too, in Jackson Valera. I mean, such a talented hitter. Even though he's taking that strike, his contact bat for the rest of the way is just so good that he can afford to do it. It's almost like, hey, I'm not going to get myself out until I see something.
Here's some power. Blake Berry's got 12 homers that leads Joliet this year. One out, nobody on. Called strike on the outside corner.
It's a good-looking pitch there from Blowers. Really going to a lot of off-speed stuff his third time through the order.
Berry's someone who's been around indie ball a very long time. Played a couple different teams in the American Association.
I like that little stop there from Blowers.
I'm telling you, the way he changes up his tempo is it's got to do a little something to hitters. Sometimes he won't even bring that leg all the way up to somewhat of a quick pitch hitters. We've seen real quick pitches from him last game.
Yeah.
This one's fouled the opposite way again, 1 and 2.
I think that quick pitch was taken deep, though, no?
I think it was. He had a couple, though, in his last start. It's ahead of the count.
That slider's really working well. I mean, 20-50 on the spin rate. Like I said, I haven't even spoke to Blowers enough. He wasn't on the road trip to Windy City to get his full arsenal, but I'm sure it's probably a wide array of pitches from what we see on the mound here.
Barry just stuck his bat out to foul it off. Got another 2-1, or 1-2 rather, same exact thing. Trying to get that outside corner, get it to bite.
Barry is really just pulling his shoulder out, just trying to go pull side and barely able to fight that off.
It's just an interesting comparison. So Florence goes into that all-star game with 7 all-star hitters, or 6 or 7 all-star hitters. I think it's 6, with McAvoy being the 7th all-star as a pitcher. You'll see similar stats between this offense and Joliet's in terms of individual player stats. Just one offensive all-star for the Slammers. Grounder over to second. Blomquist, beautiful play to first.
Yeah, it's a good rebound there from Blomquist. Obviously gave him an error on a tough play in the second, but that is as good as it gets.
A couple of nice plays now for Blomquist.
Yeah, short little pick.
Game. Yeah.
Throw across the body. That's really nice.
Flowers looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. The closest he got to it was 4 batters faced back in the third. And a first pitch pop-up into medium depth right. Brendan Bobo throws his hand up and he'll make the play for out number 3. 1-2-3 for Blowers as soon as Florence takes the lead. And halfway home, Florence has a lead 4-3 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTM.
This call for the lights is always brought to you by Class Jewelers. Our diamond is shining bright thanks to our good friends at Class Jewelers. Head on over to 7365 Burlington Pike for all your jewelry needs, or call them today at 859-525-7500.
These Class Jewelers seem to get later and later call for the lights every game. I guess that's part of the summer, but I also think it's just Florence's starting rotation, starting to figure it out a little bit. Make these quicker top halves of the inning earlier in games.
You know what?
Is
Ben,
that an
I
optimistic
think it's supposed to be
spin?
getting shorter. We're getting to shorter days now, right?
I was never a science guy. I was never a galaxies guy.
We've passed that, solstice. We had the longest day. It was like back in June 21st. And now we're getting shorter days as we unfortunately approach that fall and winter time.
Florence still trying to move games along quicker. I mean, we got a couple of seventh inning stretches happening in not complete darkness. I'll tell you what, it's been a good sight to see these last couple of weeks. Florence went on a 5-1 home stretch right out of the All-Star break. They sit at 7-2 since the break after another series win on the road in Windy City. 9-1-2 for Florence, the first full inning of work for Ben Catrambone. First pitch just catches a piece of that outside corner to Harbison. First hit of July for him. Back in the third inning with a leadoff single. It's a 4-3 lead for Florence. They're also out hitting Joliet 5-3. Couple of errors though. Breaking ball misses outside again. So Catrambone for Joliet is someone who's been used a lot. That third of an inning in the fourth puts him at 30 total on the season with a 4.55 ERA. Fastball right down Broadway. He had one pitch was only needed. Got some help from Patrick Ward over at third base, who made a nice play to retire Dylan Baker.
It's usually how those go.
Yeah. 1-2, Harbison off the end of the bat again, and there was a late break for Barry coming up, and this one's going to be caught by Cerny. He went way out of his second base position to retire Harbison for the first time today.
I wouldn't be shocked. Harbison obviously got robbed a few times there in that hitless streak starting in July. I wouldn't be shocked if a few, just bloops land in.
And it works both ways. When he was really hot at the beginning of the year, I think that was a decent amount of it. But he's also somebody that doesn't strike out a ton. I mean, that's the benefit of being someone who can just put the ball in play. Schoenfeld looking for his first hit of the day, 0 for 2. And Joliet always doing something right. The game plan against Schoenfeld is you just can't let him on base. Catrambone ahead 0-1. Check swing on a pitch that's a bit low. Final line there for Brock Lucas is able to go 3 2/3. 4 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits. 7 strikeouts, though, to no walks. Yeah. I even kind of made, somewhat of a joke there at the break. Fastball misses in. He's almost one of those guys that might benefit from walking a batter, too. He just left a couple too many pitches. I mean, we're looking at
2 of the homers.
TrackMan, just middle.
Middle. Even you would touch it.
I'm pretty pitiful at baseball. Foul tip for Schoenfeld. We're even up at 2.
So keeping Schoenfeld off the base paths is almost like football's defense is the best offense. Often you say that against guys like Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts. Keep them off the field so they can't hurt you. Jalen Hurts, Nick Foles.
I was going to say I wasn't going to let you sneak Jalen Hurts back there, but I almost didn't even want to entertain it. Schoenfeld fouls off another 2-2. But Blower is starting to settle in again. It's kind of similar to his first start. Or his first start here at home. Definitely not his first start against Joliet.
And I'm liking the plan. They're going to get some guys swinging the arms out there in the bullpen. Nobody throwing. Looks like Danny Heinz up and moving around a little bit.
2-2 fouled back. Boy, I can't wait for Florence fans here at home to see Danny Heinz. Electric in his one appearance against Windy City. It actually came with a loss. Faced 7 batters, struck out 5 of them, didn't let a runner on base.
8 batters.
8 batters. 5 out of 8.
2 2/3.
So, 2 2/3. Counts now full on Schoenfeld after a breaking ball low. But you're definitely going to like what you got from Blowers so far, who, again, maybe some jitters. It's your third start with a new team, but it's also your second start against your old team. It's 17 starts against, a 2.71 ERA against him. Schoenfeld punches foul, might be playable, but with Ward and Sudo going over, it does land in the seats. But, what does your mind do when one of your first 2 starts of a new team, you let your team down a little bit, and it came against a team that you were great pitching for? Funny thing, though, is 3-3 record with those kind of stats. In 17 starts, you had a 3-3, just 6 decisions, and a sub-3 ERA. I mean, that's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get him the help he needed. Maybe wants to pitch well against him out of frustration. Payoff's low. Schoenfeld goes down 1-2, fights all the way back. And
off for the races.
Joliet cannot keep him off the base paths. The Florence all-time stolen base leader is on base. New catcher who has a challenge in Ivan Dahlberg.
I think when Schoenfeld's on the bases, we should just play that Kentucky Derby music the entire time.
That one?
Yes, just the entire at-bat.
Well, you're on color. Whoever's on color can do it. First pitch, fastball up for Blomquist. Just a little quiet in the background so you don't talk over the play-by-play.
Now, you were able to listen in the car to that amazing inning, obviously. And
yes.
How just, awesome was that for you to listen to and you'd be like, wow, I cannot believe I'm hearing this magic in front.
Well, I'll tell you what, the picture that was painted for me was crystal clear. So, I'll tell you, that's definitely a part of it. But again, it felt like I was watching too. Max was only able to listen to the radio because he was driving. I had it both up. It looked like Florence had no chance to trust Justin Lavelle.
Yeah. Man, Schoenfeld is bouncing a lot over at first. It seems like any time on this pickoff, that's the second disengagement, he is very close to the bag already, just timing his bounces.
So what was exciting about it was just the fact that I didn't expect to score at all in that inning. And it's not anything against Florence, it's more against Lavelle. How great he is. Takes off for second. And a good throw down, but Schoenfeld gets around the tag, and Cerny takes a hit after that collision, and he slams his hat, too, in frustration.
Didn't hang on to the ball either.
I'm not sure what exactly the collision was.
Schoenfeld didn't have his normal face-down slide. He kind of slid for legs first. And at that point, you think maybe
that's
like
the
a
head
knee.
they're looking at.
Yeah.
Take a look at the replay.
Look at the jump Schoenfeld gets here, by the way.
Yeah, there's still a long look, too, before that from Cantrabone.
It's
head-to-head.
Wow. Head-to-head collision.
Yeah,
that's a
his
flag,
receiver.
too.
Schoenfeld might get ejected for targeting. By college rules.
Well, he'd be the shortstop. The second baseman would be the defender there. That's targeting. Receiver.
Well, if you're doing literal offense defense terms, but that kind of collision, it feels like Schoenfeld's probably the linebacker. A couple of laughs there with Shelby Adams, the Joliet trainer.
You know what I used to get told? I broke my nose as well, and I asked my coach how it looked, and he said, "Well, it didn't hurt you. Didn't hurt your complexion."
Well, Cerny's a bulldog. I'll tell you what, I've seen firsthand, too. He is the Indiana all-time leader in hit by pitch. And he only played 3 seasons in Bloomington, too. He's something about a magnet and never was out for too many games with any of those hit by pitch. So can handle contact.
That's stolen base 41 on the season for Schoenfeld. He moves 5 away from tying his own record, single-season record. 6 from breaking.
He's laughing now, and still a little bit of a wince when they're touching that nose.
It really is probably some broken nose talk. I tell you what, I was not smiling like that. So you got to hope that he is feeling good.
Yeah, just a helmet right to the nose. It's never going to feel good.
No. My nose would be bleeding.
Yeah. That is the crazy part. It's not bleeding right now.
I was bleeding in the gym the other day in Windy City.
The bloody noses, they come in phases.
Yeah.
Shelby Adams might be the funniest trainer. Everyone's laughing at this point. He even got a crack out of Mike Pinto. Looks like he will stay in the game over at second base. Just went out of the inning, but Schoenfeld will move himself into scoring position as Florence tries to get some insurance. Shelby Adams and Mike Pinto coming off the field.
She was getting a lot of laughs.
She was.
A little 3-minute round table, just trying to trying to get some jokes going.
Well, that's what Florence's pitching mound meetings are with Toby Hall.
Yeah.
So Brett Blomquist, who struck out twice with the runner at scoring position, and I bet he is thrilled to see a new pitcher into the game. Did not see Lucas well. He'll take the first pitch below the knees for a ball. That's 2-0. The first pitch to Schoenfeld on the stolen base was a ball. A strike called at the knees. What I believe is 3-1. They're in one. Ari had it right back in the control room.
Yeah, Ari is on top of it.
Don't trust us. Blomquist swings the 3-1 pitch. Might have been outside. Fouls it back to the Florence dugout. So the count is now full. A 4-3 Florence lead in the bottom of the fifth.
Get some insurance here.
Yeah.
Can never feel safe with a 1-run lead. I don't feel safe with a 5-run lead ever.
Payoff, bounce foul. Well, the one loss after the All-Star break here at home came when Florence had a 5-run lead, 7-2 over Gateway. They lost that game 8-7, I think was the final.
They had a 6-run lead against Windy City and lost
Windy
it.
City.
Lost it early.
6 runs in the first inning in game 2 of that series. Could not bring home the win. Nate Lawson couldn't get out of 3. Another payoff swing and a miss. That's 3 Ks for Blomquist. 2 gone in the inning. And Zeisler's got a chance to tie that Florence all-time home run record. This will be a big one, too, with a runner on second. 2 outs in the inning now. His second one was every bit of a no-doubter. The first was kind of in doubt because of how much of a line drive it was.
He would be the second y'all this season with a 3-homer game.
Takes the first pitch at the knees for a strike. I don't know if anyone expected the other to be Dylan Baker, who got 33% of his in one game against Gateway. Zeisler started 0-1. At least one of his home runs, I know, came with an 0-2 count, too. 12 homers tied for the team lead. Fastball left a bit high.
And he's finding his power stroke, too. I mean, there was a point in the season, 2 weeks ago when he was chasing that hit record. He picks up 2 home runs in the series. He was at 7. We were like, man, 20 homers last year. He's already up to 12.
Pops went up this time, got under it, and only he can be frustrated on a 2-home-run day. It'll stay in the infield. Bettapaglia will glove it for out number 3. Nothing in the inning for Florence, just some excitement from Schoenfeld and a long injury break as we go to the 6th. 4-3, Florence still leads. Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. 4-3 lead for Florence. Another beautiful night at Thomas More Stadium. Had 6 opportunities this week for a total of 7 games to come on down to the ballpark.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun stuff happening this weekend. Bluey night on Friday, country night on Saturday. You can even catch 14 innings of baseball on Saturday, too. You can especially catch Florence trying to put away the Gateway Grizzlies in the wild card race.
Do you have boots?
I don't. Are you saying I need to buy some before
I
Saturday?
might be in boots and jeans for that game, yeah.
The bucket.
In the
Boots and
bucket.
jeans,
Well,
the
you know what?
bucket.
I'm certainly old enough to know I'm not wearing boots and shorts.
Call strike at the knees for Jackson Beeman.
Won't catch me there.
Okay. What about? I guess that's the only way. Beeman pops one into foul territory. Harbison gives it chase towards the net, and he lost it a little bit because he thought he might have a chance, and that's 6 rows up behind home plate. So Beeman started off 0-1 on Flowers, who's 5 innings through, 3 runs, 2 earned on just the 3 hits, a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, though. They all came the first time through the order. Against one of those was Beeman after he bounced back really nicely, give it up 2 in the first inning, striking out the last 2 batters, Sudo and Beeman. Smooth sailing for the most part since. Another foul ball, this time a grounder down the third baseline.
Some more first pitch strikes. It's usually the recipe to success. He's definitely been dialed in, and like we've been saying, he gets into that rhythm on the mound. That's his key to success.
0-2 grounder foul. So how about this? I was looking at this too, and I actually did mark this before the game. We talked a little bit about the college path of Brock Lucas going Missouri to Missouri State. Jackson Beeman did the same. They were teammates at Missouri, then teammates at Missouri State, now teammates here in Joliet. And I know, it may sound, you're going SEC to Conference USA, but a little bit of a downgrade. Last couple of seasons, Missouri State, pound for pound, a better baseball program than Missouri. Again, that's the last couple of seasons. Missouri's had their struggles in SEC play, and that's definitely a part of it. But Missouri State, an at-large bid this past season in the NCAA tournament, skied to center. A little bit of an adjustment for Shaney Felt, but got it above his head for the first out. Make that now 7 straight retired by Blowers, but one of those brought in a run, an RBI groundout.
Now he could have, Jackson Beeman, he could have been in one of those package deals.
Right.
We saw that last year with Isaac Milburn and Avery Cook. Both of them go to the Windy City Thunderbolts. They were kind of that package deal. Florence wanted Milburn and wasn't, able to say, hey, we need to pull the trigger on Avery Cook for the bullpen piece, and obviously missed out on Milburn last year. So it could have been one of those. I'm sure that's what it is if you played this long together.
Sure, very close friends. This one's cranked down to left center again in the gap. Actually, Shaney felt fast enough to cut it off and limit Peyton Carr to just 1 base. He had a big turnaround first, but gets back in time. 1 out, 1 on. Now the bottom 2 in the lineup, Patrick Ward. Made a nice defensive play today. Florence has the 4-3 lead, game-tying run at the top of the 6th over at first base for Ward.
Once you get back up to the top of the order, that is the 4th time through.
Yeah.
Really got 2 outs to play with here before you might see some action in the pen.
Lands the first pitch on a change-up down the middle of the plate.
And I can't tell you how big a difference that new-look press box is. No more wires dangling between us.
You're mobile for the first time
Yeah.
in a while. This one's killed out to center, but Shaney Felt should be playable. At the track, he's got it at the track, and he's going to tag for
Good
second,
throw.
but the throw is cut off by Blomquist.
Blomquist could not get that out the glove. Hesitated. He had that play.
So Blowers gets the second out of the inning, but Carr gets up to second. A man in scoring position for the 9-hitter, and Ivan Dahlberg. Again, Joliet does not have a huge offensive number hitting catcher. Both Dahlberg and Heidel kind of getting splits similar to Beadle and Harbison, but you did talk about how Heidel is the righty. Dahlberg getting the start today as a lefty against a lefty Blowers. Another part of this, though, Rory, very rarely nowadays you see a lefty get 3 starts, or a catcher get 3 starts, I should say. They're going to see lefties all 3 games as it stands. Villalobos and Webster coming up. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss. Flowers snuck that 84-mile-an-hour fastball by him, even 1-1 count. Game-tying runs in scoring position now. 2 outs, top of the 6th. One of the biggest at-bats of the game after Carr broke Blowers' 7 straight retired streak. Stands at second. Off speed, low and outside. Blowers asks for a new baseball. Got to think maybe this is the last batter that Blowers faces no matter what. Gets a hit and scores. Maybe they make a move.
Nobody in the pen. Warman.
Heinz was stretching it, but you're right. They're going to try to leave him out there. Breaking ball almost hit Dahlberg, but he's able to get out of the way. It'll be 4 times through the lineup with the man on deck, though. Whether that's in the 6th or if Dahlberg can make something happen here. Actually, this is the 6th, or that's in the 7th, or if Dahlberg can make something happen here in the 6th. Hitters count for Dahlberg. Beautiful slider. Goes front door on him. Lands on that inside corner, and the count is now full.
That is a very good pitch. Might even go back to it.
The All-Star standing on deck, and the game-tying run at second. 2 outs. Flowers trying to get out of the 6th. Payoff pitch does go back to it. This one skied out towards left center. Schoenfeld on the move. Got it for out number 3. C.J. Blowers through 6. Just 2 earned so far, and Florence has a lead. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-3 on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTM. A little bit of a long relief stint potentially for Joliet's Ben Cantrabone, who is an inning and a third through so far. Yet to give up a base hit or a run to the Florence offense. The only base runner he's allowed is a walk. He has struck out a batter. Now we'll face the middle third with Richardson, Bobo, and Broussard as Florence leads by 1. C.J. Blowers take a bow so far. 106 pitches, 6 innings of 2 earned run baseball on just 4 base hits and 2 walks. Danny Heinz, the righty, warming up. Don't have the best view out in the left field bullpen. He was the one stretching earlier. We need binoculars to get all the way that far out. Richardson, usually good for a hit or 2 each game now, leads the team in batting average at .351. 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Man in front of him's done a lot of the damage. 2 homers and 3 plate appearances for Hank Zeisler. 2 of the 4 Florence runs so far. First pitch to Richardson, fastball runs inside for ball 1. How about a little bit of this date in baseball history? Always brought to you by Furniture Fair now that we're in the bottom of the 6th. Grounder over to third. Picked up on a jog by Ward. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Yeah, so always brought to you by Furniture Fair. Style, comfort, value. That is the Furniture Fair promise. Visit your local showroom or shop online today at FurnitureFair.net. 1 down, nobody on base. There's a lot to choose from today.
That's Logan Jones warming up, by the way. Just got the binoculars out.
You usually brag about how great your eyes are. I'm surprised you need the binoculars.
Well, it's dark over there.
So they're going to go to a righty after the lefty Blowers. First pitch below the knees of Bobo. Coaching staff doing a lot of work with Jones to try to get him to where he was. And his first couple of appearances were great for Florence. Hasn't had that same success, but boy, is there any way to try to instill your confidence into a young pitcher like that to pitch him in a game like this? As Bobo goes after a pitch low 1-1. A lot to choose from today. About 1875. These are the ones, I don't even know if these are real or not. I mean, we really had record of this in 1875. Philadelphia's Joe Borden, also known by the name of Joseph's, plural, an S at the end of Joseph, pitches the first no-hitter in Major League history, beating the Chicago White Stockings 4-0. The game takes 1 hour and 35 minutes to play.
I remember that one. I was really happy about the pace
You were
of play.
at Philadelphia. It just as Philadelphia. I don't know, were the A's and Phillies both in Philly at that time? Grounder to Cerny, who's playing right field. Picks it up on one hop and throws to first in time. Couple of ground outs. First 2 outs of this bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, it's a line drive catch if he's playing regular depth at second.
1993, Ken Griffey Jr. tied a Major League record by homering in his 8th consecutive game, but it was not enough for the Seattle Mariners and a 5-1 loss to Minnesota. We got the other end of this in this date in baseball history a while ago. I forget who it was. And I brought up this last time as Broussard lines one into left center field for a single. First time Broussard is on today. Continues a hot streak, stays at first with a 2-out base hit. But I also will mention that Joey Votto was feet away from tying that record. He had 7 straight games with a homer back in 2021, and then hit one to the warning track at Citi Field that would have been 8th consecutive game to tie that record. This one's not that crazy, but I love the names here. Blue Moon Odom and Francisco Berrios combined a no-hitter as the Chicago White Sox beat Oakland.
I'm going to call you Blue Moon Batten.
I like that. You know what?
You just got to start drinking Blue Moons now.
That is, if you ask me what my favorite beer is, that's my answer.
And yet I've never seen you with a Blue Moon.
How many? We have them here?
No, I don't think we do.
Yeah. 1-0 pitch, called strike outside to Milo Rushford. He's the hero of the game so far. 2-run shot to put Florence on top. I mean, just a lot of crazy pitching performances. Dennis Martinez pitched a perfect game in 1991 as the Expos beat the LA Dodgers at Dodger Stadium 2-0. End of the bat foul for Rushford down the third baseline. Ward going over. It's up and out of play. Runner on first, 2 outs. Florence leads by 1, bottom of the 6th. This is a pretty cool one. 1931, another great name. Bob Fothergill of Chicago hit a home run and a triple in the same inning. An 11-run 8th inning as the White Sox beat the Yankees 14-12. That sounds like a Florence Hills game. Sounds like something Hank Zeisler would do in a Florence Hills game. 1-2 gets away from Dahlberg. And a jog over to second by Broussard. Insurance run at scoring position here for Florence. Now a 2-2 count.
Florence was actually circling the idea of being the Florence Fothergills before they became the Yalls.
That's another good one. 1971, 16-time Gold Glover. Brooks Robinson committed 3 errors in one inning against the Oakland A's. Frank Robinson's 3-run homer in the 9th won the game for the Orioles. And Rushford unloads on one, foul this time.
Man,
early on it down the right field line. He's getting the barrel of the ball here.
It's a 105 foul ball.
I mean, what are we going to see a no-hitter or a perfect game today? Because in 1994, on the night the baseball players set an August 12th strike date, Kenny Rogers of the Texas Rangers pitched a perfect game for a 4-0 victory over California.
Kenny Rogers?
That's what it says.
Wow.
So that's at least 2 no-hitters and 2 perfect games on this day. Oh, this is a good one. 1983 for a 2-2 pitch. It's in the dirt. American League President Lee McPhail ruled George Brett's pine tar home run against New York on July 24th should count. The umpires had disallowed the homer because the pine tar on Brett's bat exceeded the 18-inch limit. The remainder of the game was played on August 18th with the Kansas City Royals beating the Yankees 5-4. One of the craziest videos in MLB history. Payoff pitch at 2 outs coming. Rushford skies out to left field. Backpedal here for Soto, and he will have it just in front of the track for out number 3. Hit for Broussard, nothing else in the 6th. 1-run game, 9 outs left for Florence. It's going to be a long one on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN.
Top of the 7th, C.J. Blowers still out on the mound for Florence. We almost certainly thought it would be a Hoops Hangout pitching change or a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change. I'm being told Blowers at 106 pitches. You do not normally see someone go out there, especially it's the 4th time through the order.
Assume it's a short leash, but if there's anybody to do it, it's Blowers.
Yeah.
It's not a 95-mile-an-hour throwing guy. A little less tax on the arm, and they wouldn't be doing it if Flowers didn't say he was feeling all great.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of due diligence from a coaching staff in making these sorts of decisions.
Let's see how he does. It's the top of the order, 4th time through. The All-Star Ian Battipaglia will start things off. First pitch to him, off speed in there for a strike at 71. Logan Jones still going to warm up in the bullpen. He will stay hot out there. That one skied out towards right field. Well hit. Bobo all the way to the wall, but it's a foul ball. The 0-2. Skied out towards right, foul again, over towards the kid zone. Back-to-back souvenirs. This would be a heck of a way to start it. The 7th inning. Your 0-2 to Battipaglia, top of the zone. That's been his bread and butter today. 86 still, so he hasn't lost any velo. That's where he's usually been at, 86, 87. 1-2 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Florence with a 4-3 lead in the top of the 7th. 1-2. Laced into center field for a leadoff single. Tying run is aboard, and it's Ian Battipaglia, a guy with absolute wheels. Toby Hall going to make his walk out. And you're right, a short leash. And at a certain point, you wonder why he even had to do that. Let's see if he makes the move. Yeah, they are making the call to the pen. This Blowers just really wanted to face Battapaglia, but now the tying run is aboard as you head to Logan Jones. We'll be back with a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change when we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change with a new wing coming into the game. You can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, always fresh, never frozen. C.J. Blowers' night is done. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits. Unofficial line with 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 2 walks and 3 Ks. He will leave with the tying run on first base. And an interesting move to leave him out there to face the All-Star and Ian Battapaglia the 4th time through. He makes Florence pay. Lead-off single, and now you have speed immediately on first for the new pitcher, Logan Jones. Top with his 7th here. It's Tyler Cerny at the plate, 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a run scored. Reached on an error as well back in the 2nd. Florence looking for that double play. Jones, his last time out was against Windy City. Was not his best outing out there, but we've mentioned, a couple up and down starts for Jones, outings for Jones. Last time out, an inning pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, no walks, no Ks. On the season, 11 and a third with 18 hits, 13 runs, 12 of them earned. 11 walks to 8 Ks, 2 home runs allowed.
Look, it's not the move I expected Toby Hall to make at this point of the game, but this is what he's good at, is just trying to give as much confidence as he can to different guys in his bullpen.
Second disengagement there on the pickoff from Logan Jones. It's not a guy you want to give any extra steps to. Kyle Harbison has a battle in front of him. Battapaglia, matter of when he'll take off here. Leads the Slammers in stolen bases. He takes off on the first pitch there. That one's fouled away. He will be sent back. Battapaglia, an all-star for a reason. He's got himself 34 swipe bags. It's been caught stealing 5 times.
It's a similar efficiency, even worse efficiency than Tyler Shaneyfeld. But still, absurd.
Here's the 0-2, misses outside. Well, we do have a Cowboy, better late than never, old classic Kurt Kramer joining us. It's also back padding now, Kurt Kramer. Which one did we come up with earlier?
Oh, Roller Ben, it's good to be in the bucket. It's been all the sauce, holler.
1-2, swing and a miss, throw down to second. It's not going to be in time. You do get the strikeout, runner in scoring position. Yeah, Ben, all the sauce.
It moved faster out of the bottle than I thought. Higher viscosity on the bottle of salsa than I expected at lunch.
There you go.
And I'll never live that one down.
So there's a K for Logan Jones. Tying run in scoring position now for one of the best hitters on the team in Jackson Valera. He's 1 for 3 today with an RBI single in the first. Kurt, we do have our top scrum, the 2026, what we've been waiting for, at least here on the bucket at home, waiting for this top scrum box to get through. We're hoping for it last week, did not get it, but we do have it here today. To me, that just means might find something good in here.
I got a feeling. I got that feeling.
Off-speed first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to Valera. Now, Kurt, this is your first time opening Top Scrum. I got to open a little bit of it at the end of the series in Windy City. That last game on Sunday was so action-packed we didn't even get to open any cards. And 0-1 fouls it away, 0-2. And we actually did open the rest of that box on the bus with Toby and Harrison DeNicola. Pulled a numbered Randy Rosarena. We also pulled a nice Shohei card, which probably goes for a little bit of money on the MVP buyback. So we do know that these blasters can contain some hits, and we're going to try and find some in this Rip That Pack. So, Kurt, why don't you start us off? 0-2 the count, 1 away, runner in scoring position.
I've been licking my chops all day, ready for this.
And you'll be extremely upset if you just get a base pack here. Now, Kurt, I will say they do have some very nice inserts this year. There's like a baseball border as well as swing and a miss. Out of the glove of Harbison, the throw will go down to first.
Started out with a Bryce Matthews rookie, Houston. Justin Crawford rookie.
Oh, nice.
Phillies there. Coming in with a good old Darryl Strawberry.
Interesting.
Great guy.
Let me see that.
Chrome Rivals.
Chrome Rivals, Darryl Strawberry. I have not seen a Chrome Rivals yet.
And then ended with a Gino, a Eugenio Suarez refractor.
There's that Chrome Rivals, Darryl Strawberry.
Personally, one of my favorites is old Gino.
You must not be watching him this year, Kurt.
Yeah, he's not having the greatest of seasons with that torn oblique.
Big spot for Logan Jones. He's done his job. He struck out 2 with the tying run in scoring position. Facing the 2-3-4. This is Blake Berry, who's 0 for 1 today with a sac fly and a walk.
I mean, everyone in Cincinnati, though, was happy Gino back on.
Kurt, you're definitely going to beat me here. Noah Cameron, Topps All-Star rookie. I get like a base pack. That's just bad. Ezekiel Tovar. Get Brian Wu. And a refractor of Mackenzie Gore. Just terrible luck for old Roar.
Bupkis. Bupkis today.
Absolutely nothing. Brian Wu having a very good year. And then I'm also a pretty big fan of Noah Cameron, especially for what he did in my fantasy team last week. A walk to Blake Berry. It's his second time on base. Brings up Cam Sudo.
Kirk got the win.
Kurt absolutely gets that win there.
We're at 11-11, 5 ties.
And Kurt, I will trade you my refractor for that Justin Crawford rookie.
I'm going to have to pass.
Wow.
I will trade you all 4 cards for a player on my team's rookie card.
I just can't give up this Crawford rookie.
How is that even possible? He stinks. I'm kidding. That's a good trade. It's 4 cards for 1.
4 garbage cards. For
You get a
one
refractor.
card
You get
that
a
could
refractor of an
be-
all-star of Mackenzie Gore. Justin
I-
Crawford so far is hitting 9th for the Phillies and hitting
But he is hitting.
240.
He's back.
We-
I
we-
mean, 240 as a rookie isn't.
We might have to stop
horrendous.
doing business on the broadcast. You guys are going to get this hostile about it. Jeez. There's kids watching this.
Are there?
Probably a kid out there.
I would say we probably certainly have a more adult audience. I mean, without a doubt, I'll actually say.
Is
we
that
have
going
an
to
adult
change the way?
audience.
Should that change the way I broadcast?
0-2. Swing and a miss. What an inning from Logan Jones, and he's going to show the excitement. Strikes out the side and strands the tying run in scoring position. That's what you call a bounce-back inning from Jones. We head to stretch time, brought to you by the Stretch Lab. When we return to the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. We got a Hooves Hangout pitching change. Looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon or baseball trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hooves Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Ben Catrambone did a heck of a job in relief there of Brock Lucas. Goes 2 1/3, allows just 1 hit, 2 base runners. He had a walk. Picked up a strikeout of scoreless baseball. Florence with a 4-3 lead, hoping to add. Grayson Linderman is the new righty on the mound for Joliet. Was recently activated from the IL just a series ago.
There's not a pitch. There's not an at-bat. There's not a sequence that will impress me more than that beard is impressing me for Linderman.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Solid beard issue.
7.79 ERA across 17 1/3, 17 Ks to 13 walks. Florence has seen him before. I don't know about this year if they've seen him at all. Definitely last year. Dylan Baker, Kyle Harbison, and Tyler Schoenfeld, 8-9 top. For the Y'alls, Florence has got all of their run production today on the home run. First pitch to Baker, misses outside on the fastball. Grayson Linderman at 92. So we do have 7 more, I guess we have 5 packs total left in this box. And we will 2 and 2, and then on that last day, we will go to the high card number for that third day of ripping Topps Chrome.
Darryl Strawberry card might be more valuable than you think. A really good first sentence. Darryl enjoyed tearing up the Phillies while with the Mets, putting together 5 games with at least 4 RBI against the NL East division rival.
Tearing up the Phillies.
Tearing up the Phillies.
Yeah, I'm going to have to write your resignation for yourself. And I'll sign it. 3-0 in there for a strike. What's the name of the card? Chrome Rivals?
Chrome Rivals.
It is just an insert. 3-1, skies it out towards right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit going all the way to the wall. Baker on his way to second. He'll stop there with a leadoff double. Florence, that's a great start to their 7th inning. First time a leadoff runner has been aboard all day, aside from Hank Zeisler's home run. Technically not aboard. He circled the bases.
I mean, they really could use all the assurance that they could get. Say that about every game.
I just looked it up. Kyle Harbison coming up to the plate. Chrome Rivals is basically putting a player in their rival's colors. So that's why he's in the red and blue of the Phillies. But he's in a Mets jersey, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be crazy.
But obviously as a Met, yeah, that'd be wild.
You'd probably throw up.
Yeah, can you even sign off on that? I'm sure you have a lot of Yankees Red Sox cards like that.
I'll tell you what, on the field here, Peyton Carr better hope that Harbison doesn't punch one the opposite way.
Harbison does bunt it down the third baseline. It's where you want to get a sacrifice bunt. Florence does not play small ball a lot. If you're going to do it, doing it against a team that does it very well, like the Joliet Slammers, that would be when.
Yeah.
But I could have thought of a dozen times that you needed it against Windy City. And did not opt for it. Let's see if Harbison will stick with the sacrifice bunt approach. He does not. Slashes it right over to the first baseman into right field. A stop sign to Dylan Baker. He had to wait for that one to get fully through. 88 off the bat, but you're right, Ben. That was right at Peyton Carr.
I mean, Carr's lucky. I'll tell you what, that ball's a couple inches to the right, and that's just not a fun game for Carr. Harbison, I mean, look, you could say first base was playing in. That ball was hard off the bat, 88 miles an hour.
No, and it's probably even faster than that for Peyton Carr over
there.
Yeah.
I think Peyton Carr saw 20-some years of his life.
Yeah, a little bit of a flash. Meeting on the mound first. Looks like there is some action in the pen for Joliet.
Cannot be a change yet.
I mean, that ball was hit so hard, Baker was ready to round third and not even look at the coach.
Yeah.
And then he had to put the brakes on hard.
You enter an interesting spot here. Schoenfeld, obviously a talented bunter. Florence, never really a sacrifice or suicide squeeze team. But
With the wheels on Shaney Felt, though, you gotta feel like
It's
one's
not even
coming.
him getting to first. You know, the wheels aren't really a problem. You got to get Baker in. Toby Hall has done a very good job, especially last year, of just trying to get a run in, regardless of how you do it. So if you do a suicide squeeze, you know, you want to make sure you get that one insurance run. Doesn't matter how the rest of the inning goes.
Right.
And he did just say something to him there.
This will be interesting.
After Harrison DeNicola came over to talk to Toby as well, maybe set up a plan. We'll see. The runner on third. Usually the bunt goes to third with the runner on second. You don't see it happen a lot. And he does show bunt pulls back. It misses downstairs. That was a very late bunt. No break from Baker.
Yeah, but he had a big lead down there. But definitely looks like more of a safety squeeze.
Yeah, this is uncharted territory for Florence. Haven't seen them do anything like this.
Yeah.
Shaney fell 0 for 2 with a walk. Does extend that on-base streak to 9. The 1-0 misses out. Didn't show anything there for a bunt. 2-0. Litterman, a decent amount of walks. He had 14 walks coming into this. To 17 Ks. Runners at the corners, nobody out. The 2-0. Ground ball right side. That'll bring home a run. Toss on to second for one. Relay, no relay on to first. An RBI fielder's choice from Tyler Shaneyfeld. He does a job, and Florence is on top 5-3.
Yeah, he just felt like Shaneyfeld was somehow going to come through. And what do you know, too? You also get him on base, even though you get the one out with the fielder's choice. But having Shaneyfeld over at first instead of Harbison, I think even Kyle Harbison will tell you is an advantage.
I agree. Got to bring up Brett Blomquist. He's 0 for 3 with 3 Ks today.
I just hit the awning again. I mean, this is unbelievable. It did still fall to the fans.
That's good. 2-0. Liner past the shortstop Battapaglia. Shaneyfeld going to take a hard turn around second, but he'll stop there. Brett Blomquist on the first pitch he sees, sends it right back up the middle. Florence first and second, one away. Now it's the captain, Hank Zeisler, a 2-homer day for Hank. He's 2 for 3. Kurt Hank now at 12 homers on the season. Ends up tying Brendan Bobo for the team lead, but he's also moved himself one away from tying the all-time franchise home run record.
Already with the hit record here in Florence.
Yeah, hitting Hank Zeisler. First pitch to him. Ooh, in there for a strike. Nice bender from Grayson Linderman. Backed Zeisler off the plate.
I've heard that after he had the run scored record and the RBIs record, he makes a joke of every time he says that he breaks a new record every time he crosses home. Is he going to do that for every hit now?
He can make a lot of jokes.
He can make a lot of jokes.
0-1 misses downstairs, especially when he gets past games played. It's every first pitch. I just broke the record.
Well, the hits happen more than the games played do at this point for Zeisler.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, certainly.
I'll tell you what, though. He was really contact-oriented. Not that, his approach was that way, but that's just the results before he took the hit record. Now that he's chasing the home runs, he's gotten that way. If he gets his home runs, are we going to start to see him try to put some of the gaps, starting to hit more triples?
I think he's already said, I'm not going to do the triples. He had 7 in 1 year. Yeah. And then he just went to a different approach last year. Obviously, it paid off with a higher average, but also more home runs. And kind of just abandoned the triples. He's also a big thing in leading the league in doubles. 2-1. Laces that one over the glove of Battapaglia into left field. A wave around for Shaneyfeld. He's scootering around. Throw comes to the plate. It's not in time. An RBI single from Hank Zeisler. Florence on top 6-3.
Yeah, it's a pretty good day for Zeisler. The tough thing here for Florence, Shaneyfeld, a little bit of a limp off of the field right now. Seems to be okay, but that's just something to monitor.
That was one of those, in between for Tyler Shaneyfeld. You send him or you not. Ends up being a great send.
Nice catch by a young fan down there.
Also, how about that right in the chest?
No, we're not doing that.
No,
We're not doing it. We're not.
That is Jalen Hurts.
You're taking
Nick
the credit
Foles.
away from a young kid making a nice catch.
It's more like a
Because
Kyle McCord throw.
you're a college baseball player, 27 years old, who thinks you're cool making a
all right.
20-foot throw.
26 years old, by the way. Most deep
thing.
ball touchdowns since 2020, Jalen Hurts. We have a Hoops Hangout pitching change when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HTN. Hoops Hangout pitching change. Looking for the perfect spot to relax and open your favorite Pokemon of baseball and trading cards. Visit former Reds reliever J.J. Hoover at Hoops Hangout today, 405 Washington Street, Suite D in Alexandria. Grayson Linderman, his night is done. A third of an inning, 4 hits, currently 2 runs. He's on tap for both runners on base. No walks and no strikeouts. James Geschel, the new righty on the mound for the Slammers against Zade Richardson. One away, runners first and second. He fouls that one away. Richardson 0 for 3 tonight, looking for his first hit. Florence with a 6-3 lead. Someone is warming up in the bullpen. 0-1, punches it down the right field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Waving around Blomquist. Throw coming to the plate. It's a good one. 1 tag. It is in time. A bullet there from Blake Berry.
That's that momentum-changing type of play, especially for an inning, and that's the first batter you face. Especially with 1 out.
Yeah, it's a 9-2 put away. A really nice throw there from Blake Berry. Blomquist got the send, and I honestly didn't think it would even be close. But that was a very good throw and beat him by a couple of steps.
That's a great throw for Berry. I'll tell you what, Blake Berry, he does a lot of things well. I've been impressed with him so far.
First pitch to Bobo, swing and a miss. It's either Will Karsten or Danny Hines warming up.
So you're saying he's 6'6" or above?
I'm saying there's someone very tall as a righty. 0-1 to Bobo. Check swing all the way around. I'm going to lean Karsten here. Runners at the corners. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Blows away Brendan Bobo. Florence strands runner on the base paths. We do have 2 runs. Florence takes a 6-3 lead. That's going to be it for Kurt Kramer.
Lord Ben, thanks again for having me up in the booth on another $2 Tuesday here at Thomas More. I'm about to go get the ice bucket and make sure Mr. Hank Zeisler's bat gets in it. And I'm off for some cold, tasty beers, gentlemen.
Thanks for coming on, Kurt.
Have a good night.
We'll see you at the top of the 7th.
Yes, sir.
Top half of the 8th inning, Florence with a 6-3 lead over Joliet. It's a Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken pitching change. With a new wing coming into the area, you can pick up the best wings in the tri-state area. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, always fresh, never frozen. Will Karsten in for Logan Jones. 1 inning pitch, no hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 Ks for Jones. Tip of the cap to him and C.J. Blowers, whose night is done. 6 innings pitch, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. Karsten trying to preserve a 3-run lead here in the top of the 8th. First person he faces, Jackson Beeman. Off speed in there for a strike.
There are a lot of benefits. I think everyone benefits. If you start to get in a groove of Karsten being that 8th inning setup guy, I think that's what their plan's been for a while. There's just been a whole bunch of things to throw it off the loops. Lynch coming in to face some lefties, McAvoy not being there last weekend, Karsten having to be the closer.
1-1 sent out towards center field. Shaney still going back. Right in front of the warning track, he makes the grab. For a long out number 1. 0 for 4 line for Beeman with 3 flyouts to center.
Give a couple of them a pretty good ride, too.
Yeah, they did. Will Karsten, his last time out, you mentioned it. That walk-off homer, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs. That was his 2nd homer allowed this season. On the season, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them earned, 2 walks and 6 Ks. Seen some high strikeout games for Karsten, including a 4K game in his 2nd appearance against the Joliet Slanders. First pitch. Outside, a 1-0 count. 1-0 ground ball, fielded nice from Karsten. He races over to first and just an underhand toss to Zeisler. 1-3 on the put away. Quickly 2 outs in the 8th.
Rory has said it. It's part of our job description to pay attention to playoff race, playoff picture. That also includes scoreboard watching.
Yeah.
So the 2 teams closest behind Florence right now for the last playoff spot are playing each other. Windy City and Gateway. It is Windy City with a 6-1 lead. They're actually 1 back of Gateway.
Peyton Carr skies one down the right field line. Patrick Ward skies one down the right field line. Foul.
If both scores hold, it would be Florence with a 5-game lead over both of those teams. And then would turn into, I believe, an 8-game lead over Joliet after this tonight if the score holds.
0-1 in there. And Ben, who's that out-of-town scoreboard partnered by?
Out-of-town scoreboard always by Thornbush Whiskey. They're the new frontier of the world of whiskey. It's bold, smooth, and wildly unexpected. Come try the new official cocktail, restocked. The Florence Yalls at Thomas More Stadium. It went off the shelves fast.
0-2 fastball upstairs, no good at 93. 21.65 on the spin rate. Yeah, that out-of-town scoreboard always presented by Thornbush Whiskey, powered by iScore. Also a 5-2 lead for the Boomers over the Mud Monsters in the top of the sixth. That's a 6-game series in Pearl, Mississippi. Fastball upstairs, no good, 2-2.
You also got to start looking the other way, too. Get optimistic about potentially chasing the first wild card, second place in the division with Evansville, but they have a 1-run lead. They actually just took it in this inning in the bottom of the sixth against New York.
2-2, grounder over to Broussard. Swallowed up on 2 hops. Throw on a first is in time. 5-3 on the put away. A 1-2-3 frame from Will Karsten. Florence looking for some insurance. Maybe snap this out of a save opportunity. Save A to McAvoy. 6-3 lead heading to the bottom of the eighth when we return to the Frontier League Network. Powered by HDN. Bottom of the eighth. Florence versus Joliet. We're looking at that Mississippi game on our out-of-town scoreboard. It is the bottom of the eighth, a 6-3 lead. Milo Rushford, Garrett Broussard, and Dylan Baker due up in the inning. Still going to be James Geschel out there for the Slammers. He ended that 7th inning with a single from Zade Richardson, but did get a put out in that at-bat, plus a strikeout of Brendan Bobo. He fired at 92 down the plate, struck him out on 3 pitches. So he'll continue here in the 8th. Florence with a 3-run lead. They can move this out of a save opportunity, although I will say that McAvoy is already warming up in the bullpen.
It's one of those things that they score here. I don't know if you really want to sit down McAvoy and get someone back up. Yeah. So it probably just will be McAvoy in the ninth no matter what.
And Karsten's already heading to the bullpen with his glove, as if his night is done. Very quick
bounce
outing.
Back for Karsten.
Yeah. You know, we mentioned he faced a lot of bad luck.
Right.
Giving up some of those runs as Broussard fouls that one away. Deep down the right field line. Let's finish off that out-of-town scoreboard.
Brought to you by Thornbush Whiskey.
Presented by Thornbush, powered by iScore. So 5-2, Schaumburg leads. Top of the 6th, they had the bases loaded. 0-1, swing and a miss. You were mentioning that Evansville game. It's 5-4, bottom of the 6th. Evansville versus the Boulders. New York with a long travel there. New York to Evansville. One of the further west teams. Not for us, but certainly for a team like New York. 0-2 misses outside, 1-2 count. Sussex County at Ottawa. Ottawa with a slim 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. That's a 7-inning game. Looks like that was game 2 of a doubleheader. Windy City against the Grizzlies. We mentioned the Bolts, 6-1 on top of the Grizzlies. That one misses downstairs, top of the 6th there. That's good bounce back from Windy City. We mentioned that walk-off home run could be a, power point for them at trying to, restart, reignite the fire, chasing down a playoff spot. Obviously, Florence cooled it off right away, but still able to get that win and snap a 7-game losing streak could be big for them.
So, yeah, as it stands, Gateway's 4 back of Florence. Florence is currently 4.5 back of Evansville for the first wild card spot / the second place in the division.
Payoff misses outside. It was 0-2, and Garrett Broussard is able to come all the way back. His second time on base, first walk. Now to bring up Milo Rushford. 2-run homer back in the 4th inning. And we're big Boulders fans this week.
Certainly.
I was a fan of TJ Stanton when he was here for the All-Star game. Really good guy.
I did misspeak. A win for Florence would move them 7 games ahead of Joliet, not 8.
Still good. Still a long way to go
good.
as well. First pitch to Rushford. This is upstairs. Florence with a 3-run lead. Never out of it at this ballpark. Want to know the count to Rushford.
We do also talk about how Joliet and Mississippi are kind of, teams you just can't forget about, because they're pretty much on the tails of Windy City and Gateway. Lake Erie also is actually in the middle of Joliet and Mississippi. They still are, 8 games back of Florence,
Yeah.
but if you're going to just kind of include everybody in that conversation, there's nobody who's like totally out of it like there is in the Atlantic. Like Trois Rivières is 23 and a half games out of their division. Well, also,
Lake Erie might be 8 games behind us, but they got 9 games ahead of them against us. They have that door wide open. Plus, they handled us when we first met them early May. 3-0, missing upstairs. A 4-pitch walk, back-to-back walks to open up the 8th. Thinking Florence, good opportunity here to get some insurance. You would, as much as you wouldn't want to sit him down. If you end up getting like a 5 or 6 run lead, it would be a tough spot to see your closer in.
it would be.
Especially with how tight these teams do play each other.
Also, part of that equation, he hasn't pitched in a while.
That's true. Max Whitesell is going to walk out to the bullpen and mention something to McAvoy. Dylan Baker will be at the plate with runners first and second, nobody out. Continuing with the out-of-town scoreboard, bottom of the 8th at Down East, an 8-2 lead for the Valley Cats. We were pretty impressed with Down East when they came here. Obviously, Florence, won the series. Down East has really fallen.
Have still impressed even the All-Star break with some of their All-Stars too.
Yeah.
Steven DiTomaso.
Absolutely. Bottom of the 8th here at Thomas More Stadium, a 6-3 lead for the Yalls over the Slammers. Final in Ottawa for Game 1 of that doubleheader. Sussex County took down the Titans 6-2 in a battle of that division. Resuming play after the meeting on the mound. First pitch to Baker is in there for a strike.
Florence fans can start looking at how hot or cold Brockton and Sussex County get over this next week.
The 0-1 misses out, 1-1. New Jersey did take down Lake Erie earlier today, a 3-0 final there. Sonny Fauci, the big-time start. He's 6-2 with a 4.73 ERA now for the Jackals. Who've really come alive ever since being swept on a full week by the Yalls and Wild Things. That one's fouled away. And then very early this morning, those Wild Things with a 9-2 win over Brockton, a 3-homer game for the former Florence Yall, Anthony Mercado.
They are just an absolute wagon.
Yeah, they are. A wagon that, as it stands right now, Florence will be facing in the first round.
Right.
Two one, misses outside. You get scared of checking Mercado in a regular season game. Could you imagine just game on the line having to go face those guys? And the tension.
Say the same thing about Hank Zeisler and Brendan Bobo.
Sure. I mean, I don't have to be scared of them. They're on my team. Swinging to his top of the zone. Baker is down on strikes. 1 away. That'll bring up Kyle Harbison. He's got a 2-for-3 line. You take a look at the FL Turinglytics site. Florence does have the #1 spot for offense. But just the combination of Washington's offense and their very talented pitching, which has lost a lot and still doesn't seem to move the needle, it's pretty impressive what they are doing this year. Now, that being said, I would love to take them out in the playoffs. Here's the 1-0. in there for a strike 1-1.
Another one of those situations where I wouldn't be upset, really.
If you faced him?
No, if we took him out in the playoffs.
Of course you wouldn't be upset. The 1-1. Missing upstairs, 2-1.
No matter what. I mean, playoff, you do get a guaranteed home game. No matter what, in the 3-game series in the opening round. Playoff baseball here in Florence would be electric.
Oh, it would be. 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2.
Also thinking experiencing some playoff baseball in Washington or Schaumburg would be really cool.
Yep, both good ballparks. Technically, even Evansville. Evansville just packs their stands for Thursdays and stuff. I'm sure they could get it going for the playoffs. 2-2, right down Broadway. College strength 3. Back-to-back Ks for James Geschel. Florence with nothing. Starting off with runners first and second, nobody out. That'll bring Tyler Schoenfeld. A good meeting on the mound. Geschel has struck out 2 since that meeting. That was just right down Broadway, too. Kyle Harbison. First pitch to Schoenfeld misses upstairs. RBI fielder's choices last time up. He is 1 for 4 with a walk. And a big-time run scored. Florence on top, 6-3. The 1-0. Fouls it away at 1-1. It was a good crowd here for Tuesday. Not the biggest that we've seen on Tuesdays, but still a good one. Beautiful day of baseball. We got our first Wrestling Wednesday in quite some time tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've not seen that wrestling. It's been a couple morning games on Wednesdays for Florence. 1-1. Schoenfeld pops it up third base side. Foul territory. Over there is Ward. He makes the grab to end the inning. 2 walks from Geschel, and then he locks in and retires the next 3 for Florence. We head to the top of the 9th. It's a save opportunity for the closer, Aiden McAvoy, when we return on the Frontier League Network, powered by HDN. It's a Hawksworth Blood Center save opportunity. The Y'alls with a 6-3 lead into the top of the 9th. They head to their all-star closer, Aiden McAvoy, with 16 saves on the season. McAvoy looking for number 17. He'll face the 9-1-2 of Joliet, Dahlberg, Battapaglia, and Cerny. Certainly a tough part to face. Ivan Dahlberg, a lefty-lefty battle. Then you head to the top, which is talented for the Slammers. Mike Pinto still trying to leave the lefty out there. You got Heidel available, and maybe Heidel's injured or something, but it seems like you would go to the righty in this opportunity. Instead, they'll stick lefty-lefty battle. 0 for 3 night for Ivan Dahlberg. He did McAvoy his first appearance since missing last series against Windy City. In there for a strike. And right down Broadway. One zero in there. Sorry, 1-1. My TrackMan is just not updating. Lefty-lefty, McAvoy, a league-high 16 saves entering this one. 1-1, swing and a miss. Certainly done everything Florence has asked of. Coming over in the offseason from a trade with these Slammers. McAvoy transitions from being a starter to a closer, and he has tripled the amount of saves I've ever seen a Y'all's closer have in a single season. The most was 6 prior. 30 and a third innings pitch. He's got 38 Ks and 19 walks and a 4.45 ERA. From the stretch, his 1-2. Runs inside and hits the hand of Dahlberg. He will get an express pass over to first. It's the second time someone's been hit on the hand today for Joliet. That shouldn't have, probably did not feel good if it got him square. 91 in on the hand. That's the left hand too. He's not a lefty catcher, so he should throw right. That would be the catching hand for him. Trainer for the Slammer is going to run some tests on him. Stay in the game. Top of the order. Ian Battipaglia. Done a lot of jobs today. Reached on an error and scored in the first. He walked, RBI ground out and a single. 1 for 3 line with a run scored and 3 times on base. First pitch, missing outside, downstairs. So McAvoy was on the mound for that 6-5 loss. I can't remember if that was the absolutely ridiculous game where they started with a illegal runner on second. It must have been it because Florence got walked off in that. McAvoy was just standing out in the rain, cooling down as the umpires had no idea what was going on. Not a clue on what to do. And froze McAvoy. And that led to a Joliet walk-off. 1-1 in there for a strike. 1-2. Beautiful slider there from McAvoy. Runner on first, Dahlberg. I don't worry about the wheels over there at first. The 1-2. Changeup misses downstairs. 17:51. Two. Skies it foul. It's a big-time spot here. An eerie feeling right now in the crowd. No one talking too much. 2-2. Misses inside. Runner aboard, brings the tying run to the plate. Full count, nobody out, runner on first. McAvoy, glove of the belt. Kicks the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Sits down the All-Star with his best pitch. That slider breaking outside and downstairs. Really nice spot there from McAvoy. His first K and one away now for Tyler Cerny. Cerny 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch and a run scored. He was the other one that was hit on the hand. Whew. What do I always say, Ben? First one is the biggest. That one's fouled straight back. 0-1. By the way, Ben is already getting ready for our sideline report. Double play would end it. And I would love it. 0-1. Skies one high and deep out towards left field, but way foul. 102 off the bat, 372 on the distance. That was straight. Certainly would have made this a one-run game. It was that slider breaking in. 22-21. On the spin rate, just middle in on the zone. 0-2. Bounces in the dirt and swallowed up by Harbison. That's a big-time block for Kyle Harbison. 1-2 the count. Cerny also with a big-time eye. Once you get into that swinging mode, 2 strikes, something that Osby could look appetizing. McAvoy again. Delivers the 1-2. Fastball outside, no good. Few inches off the plate. Maybe not to the Florence faithful. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Misses inside. Once again, it's Harbison. Keeping that in front. Y'alls with a 6-3 lead. Trying to move to 6 above 500. Trying to just get one more win against Joliet. Payoff. Misses upstairs. Rutrow. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. Doesn't get easier. I would say the 2 best bats in the lineup are coming up. Valera and Blake Berry. Valera was the one that walked off McAvoy last time. Berry, the most pop on the team. Florence will have to get a double play or sit both down. Toby Hall going to try and calm him down. Valera should not be a guy that's going to sacrifice bunt here. Even though I'm sure that's what Pinto would be hoping for. Although I guess those 2 runs just get you a run closer. So maybe not. If it was a 2-run game for sure. If it was a 2-run game, I don't know if there was a person on the planet that Pinto wouldn't have bunt there. Obviously a small ball guy that, just plays the game the way you need to win. First pitch to Valera. This is inside. McAvoy trying to find it. Nobody warming up for Florence. It's going to be his inning. We've mentioned it before, Valera bat glued to the shoulder. Will not swing, typically. I don't want to say ever, until he gets that first strike. Then he does there. That's why I said, don't want to say never. But in the first 3 at-bats, did not. First 4 at-bats, did not. Pretty much the entire time in Joliet as well. 1-1. Skies it down the right field line. Foul ball. Whew. It's a thin margin over there. 1-2 the count. That was a changeup outside. Interested in what he goes to here. Not really a guy you want to challenge inside with a fastball, but maybe something like a slider low. The 1-2 bends that slider low, just a little bit too low. 2-2. Runner on second and first. 1 away. McAvoy from the stretch. 2-2. Skies it high out towards center field. Shaney Felt coming in on it. Looks like he has it. And he makes the grab. 2 away. High fly ball rather than a far fly ball. Blake Berry. The final line. 1-2, a fastball out there against Valera. Now it's a lefty-lefty battle. Berry, the most home runs on the team for the Slammers. 12 this year, 55 RBIs leading the team as well. He's done a job 3 times today. That one way outside. Tell you what, Harbison not taking the 9th inning off. He is all over the place, which is good to see. Keeping that in front, keeping the runners at bay. Berry, a sacrifice fly in the first, a walk, ground out to second, and a walk. 1-0. Check swing, does go around. Called at the plate, 1-1. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. 91, lower outside corner. Beautiful spot from McAvoy. I think you got to bend the slider away. With the way that Blowers was attacking Berry earlier on in this game, they had a lot of battles with that slider breaking away. Berry was always out on his front foot. His 1-2. Fastball outside, no good. 2-2 the count. Berry seemed to be, fully pulling on that slider outside and just punching it foul to stay alive. Florence will shade Broussard on the line and Baker up the middle. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Hayden McAvoy seals his 17th save and a 6-3 win for Florence over Joliet. Florence 36-30, 6 games above 500. The win goes to Blowers. He gets his 2nd of the season. The McAvoy save, his 17th, a league high. And the loss will go to Ben Lucas, or Brock Lucas. 6-3 the win. Florence takes down the Slammers. Wow. That was a fun game. 3 homers, 2 from Zeisler, 1 from Rushford, but a well-pitched game for Florence. C.J. Blowers, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, 2 walks and 3 Ks. Logan Jones comes in and strikes out the side. Will Karsten, a 1-2-3 inning. And McAvoy allows 2 on, but no hits, a walk and 2 Ks. And does the most important thing, picks up the save. We will try and talk to CJ Blowers as our player of the game. Blowers against his former team gets his revenge. Picks up his second win of the season. And we'll be doing it again tomorrow. There it is. Ben and CJ picking things up downstairs. Let's send it down to Ben.
Thanks, Rory. CJ, that's 6+ for you with just 2 earned runs. You get your second really good start. You get a bounce-back start against Joliet, who your first one was a tough one. What was different about this start from that first one?
Yeah, just relentlessly attacking the strike zone as much as possible and making our out pitch to be an out pitch, right? Not throwing it in the zone. You see tonight in 0-2 situations, we leave a slider up that gets banged for a double. Those are really the problems that we're looking at in that first start, and even the second start when we're getting hit a little bit. Once you add those 5-6 walks in that first start, that kind of puts the nail in the coffin. So just attacking the strike zone with all of my pitches and just letting the defense do their job.
It does still look like you got a decent amount of outs with that slider today. Do you continue to grow confidence with that pitch?
Yeah, 100%. And that's really what it is. It's just because it gets tagged doesn't mean that it's a pitch that you can't go to. You have to have confidence in it even when you miss with it and you give up a base hit, because as soon as I take it out of my bucket, that's one last thing that they have to think about. So it's really just sticking with it and just throwing the piss out of it. Yeah.
A couple things don't go away in that first inning, in there, and a couple guys on early. Yeah. 2 runs scored, but you bounce back and have a really good start. Where does your confidence and calmness come from to settle in?
It's got to be, that first inning has just been the story for me so far, right? We see it pretty often that's where the problem has been. So for me, it's really just, I've been in this situation before. I know the guys behind me can do this job. It's what they get paid to do. And I just got to double down and make things work, man. Just getting back into the zone. And whether it's an adjustment, you guys see me do things with my mechanics over the top or down to the side, I got a solution somewhere. I just got to find it.
Well, CJ, go enjoy the win. Thanks,
I appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Rory?
Wow. If we could interview CJ Blowers after every game, that would be fantastic. That was a great breakdown of his performance, one of the best interviews of the season. Thanks for coming on, CJ. Congratulations on the win and a terrific game against your former ball club. Florence with an all-around win there. That was strong through and through. The hitting came up timely. We thought at first against that starter, Brock Lucas, hey, maybe Florence slipping. First time through, almost the second time through, they had 7 Ks against this guy. But it was Hank Zeisler that led the way. 2 home runs, his first 2 plate appearances since returning off of a, not really the IL, but shortened injured list against the Windy City Thunderbolts, where he just didn't play in that. And then it was a 2-run homer from Milo Rushford that gave the Y'alls that 4-3 lead. They end up adding insurance in the 7th. A double from Dylan Baker, followed by a single and an RBI ground out from Shaney Felt. Then you get the RBI single again from Zeisler. He ends up finishing with 3 RBI days. There's only so many times you can talk to the captain, and we were able to get CJ Blowers on there, and I'm glad we did for his player of the game, but certainly not overlooking the captain, Hank Zeisler, with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs in his return. You could talk about Hank all day long. Florence with that 6-3 lead. Obviously, just send it to the back end of the bullpen. Logan Jones with a huge rebound outing. He strikes out the side in a big-time spot with that tying run on second at the time. Then you go to Will Karsten, another rebound outing after he last time on the mound was a walk-off home run against Windy City. He comes out and delivers a very quick 1-2-3 inning. Aiden McAvoy, his first time out of the pen in a little bit, and obviously, walks and hits a batter, puts runners first and second, brings the tying run to the plate. What does he do? Strikes out 2 of the biggest hitters for the Slammers and ends up picking up his 17th save. A very good win for Florence. They moved to 6 games above 500 and also able to win a series tomorrow against the Slammers. Hopefully, it's Yannick Villalobos on the mound against another talented veteran, Gunnar Kynes. 2 lefties, 2 veterans of the Frontier League going at it tomorrow with a 6:54 first pitch on Wrestling Wednesday. All around, great broadcasts, Great environment here at Thomas More Stadium, a great game, and a great post-game interview. Again, CJ Blowers, that was incredible. Appreciate all the fans tuning in, whether on the Frontier League Network or the Florence Y'all's Radio Network. You guys are awesome. And please join us tomorrow. Again, 6:54. It'll be 6:45 for the pregame show. And if you're able to come to, some Florence Y'all's games, these have been interesting. These have been fun. They've been exciting. Florence playing some of the best baseball they have. And like I said, I think there's even more in them to elevate to that next level. But I'm not going to complain being in a playoff spot in 6 games above 500. They are playing some really good ball. That'll do it for us on the broadcast. You saw Ben Howler on the field. I've been Rory Tettemer saying so long from Thomas More Stadium. And until next time, y'all have a good night. Appreciate you, Ari.